Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, qualifying event number 1 rolling out onto the speedway. It is for the Race of Champions Sportsman Series. 8 laps of distance, 6 cars will qualify out of each one of these heats. Top 4 will go to the redraw. Looking at the Race of Champions point standings right now, Jeff Tani next row on the inside, 7th starting position. In the number 97, the Wicked Motorsports ride of Randy Chantel. To his outside, the A1 Autobody, A1 of A.J. Philbeck. Row number 5, 9th starting position. Tyler Dipple in the tie car, number 1 machine. He'll start 9th and starting 10th on the grid. Another Utica Speedway regular, the 7X of Brian Thomas. So there's your starting lineup here for heat race number 1, the first of 3 qualifying events for the Race of Champions Sportsman Series. Again, 8 laps, 6 to qualify. Top 4 go to the redraw. So here we go. Utica Speedway pace car takes the left-hand turn to the safety of the inner loop, and we are ready to rock and roll here with our first of 7 heat race events tonight. As they work it down into turns number 3 and 4. All original starts at that orange barrel off of turn number 4. Here they come off the corner. Green is in the air, and we are underway here at the Utica Speedway. Down the front stretch, they'll go into turn number 1. Jeff Crambo going to jump out to the early lead with the number 77. Following back there in the number 2 spot is Ryan Jordan. Now up to third is Anthony Perego as he races the outside of White. They take it down to the number 3 turn. Here comes A.J. Philbeck. Philbeck working it up on the top side, looking to grab the number 4 spot off of turn number 4. He'll get the job done. 1 inch your leader is Jeff Crambo.
Perego down to the bottom of the speedway now. He'll battle for the number 2 spot as they work into turn number 2. He looks under Jordan as they work off turn number 2 down the back. A.J. Philbeck just drove to the outside, though. He'll take over the number 3 spot as they swing into turn number 3. Philbeck up the hill right now, looking at the back of the Jordan 21 as they swing off turn number 4. Crambo brings them back to the line.
A.J. Philbeck working it up on the top shelf. Ryan Jordan there, Anthony Perego down low as they swing it off of turn number 2. Philbeck bobbles. Here comes White back to the inside. Brian White gets a run off at turn 2. Rub rail to rub rail. They'll take it down into turn number 3. Remember, 4 cars to the redraw, so Jeff Crambo is showing the way. Perego there for the number 2 spot. Jordan now third. White holds on to that 4th and final redraw position. Also in the qualifying spots, A.J. Philbeck and Jim Rocky Rothwell.
They'll work off turn number 2 down the back stretch. That first 5 is going to stay just that way. Now as we go to turn number 3 and 4, battle for the number 2 spot as they swing off turn number 4 down to the inside of the speedway. Brian White takes that 56. He'll drive right underneath Brian Jordan, number 21. They'll be side by side as they go to turn number 2. Good battle for the 3rd spot as they swing off the 2nd turn.
Yeah, they'll race it down the back straightaway. Up on the top side stays Ryan Jordan into turn number 3. White going to take it down low. They'll stay alongside one another. The A1 of Philbeck still back there looking for a way by. 3 wide off the corner as Jordan has the position at least for the moment. White, though, one more time, dives low into turn number 1. Jordan drifts up the banking. White stays right with him, and they stay alongside again on the backstretch.
They'll drag race down towards turn number 3. Jordan to the outside, White to the bottom. He comes to even turn this time as he swings into turn number 4, tries to slide the car up in front. They'll be wheel to wheel off the turn, drag down the front stretch again. Ryan Jordan holding him off onto that number 3 spot. A.J. Philbeck watching this battle side by side. Now he'll make it a 3-wide battle to exit turn number 2.
Ryan Jordan just went from a redraw spot all the way back to position number 5 as A.J. Philbeck slipped through and grabbed the number 3 spot. 1 to go this time by for Jeff Crambo. Crambo looking good out in front, car number 77. Perego back there in the number 2 position. Final time down for them down the backstretch.
Perego about 7 car lengths back as they swing into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. A.J. Philbeck up to the number 3 spot as they work off turn number 4. Crambo, your point leader, will bring him down the front stretch. He's going to score the win in qualifying heat number 1. Perego comes home with the number 2 spot. He'll be followed by A.J. Philbeck, and then it'll be the Brian White, number 56, in the number 21 of Ryan Jordan, rounding out the top 5 cars. Makes up the inside of row number 3. To the outside will be Bobby Heinz in the number 180. Ed White's number 20 and the 3M of Chris Mackey make up row number 4. And shotgun on the field, driver number 45 is Chris McCoy. Green flag is out. Second qualifying heat for the Sportsman cars is underway. Down to turn number 1 and 2. 3 wide front of the field.
Off the turn, Rusty Smith going to try to hold on to the top spot down the backstretch. He's got it. Here comes Bunk. Bunk coming up and win on Sunday evening with car number 32V. Looking for a way by. They'll come 3 wide off the corner as Carney's up on the outside with the E ride. They come to the line. Heath Carney going to show the way that time by a nose. Into 1 and 2. Carney now tiptoes up on the top side. Rusty Smith got to fall back in line and down to the inside looking for the number 2 spot.
Jeremy Funk just drove to the bottom of the speedway over in turn number 3 and 4. He'll do the slide job up to the top of the speedway. Off 4. Funk's going to be your leader now as they come charging down the front stretch. Turning back to the number 2 spot. Rusty Smith, an asphalt driver in that number 24. He'll slide up the hill, the 34. Slides up the hill in turn number 2, opens the door to the bottom. Rocky Warner's going to take the spot down into turn number 3.
Yeah, Rocky Warner making his way up through with that West End Towing and Recovery car number 79, rolling it down on the inside lane here down the front stretch. And now he'll move up to the number 3 spot. That puts Smith back in 4th. And the number 20 of Eddie White right now 5th with Chris Mackey in the 6th and final qualifying position. Jack Miller on the outside looking in as they race down the backstretch. Jeremy Vunkville working it off the bottom of turn number 4. He'll bring it to the stripe. 4 down, 4 to go this time by.
Cross flag for Matt Burdick as the field comes charging down the front stretch. Good battle right now for the number 4 spot. There's this spot as they swing in turn number 3. Chris Mackey down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Ed White to the outside as they work on the back of Rusty Smith, number 34. They'll work off turn number 2 down the backstretch with Jack Miller right in tow. These guys just outside the top 5 battle as they work through turn number 3 and 4. 3 wide as they come down the front stretch.
Yeah, good battle for that number 4 spot on the racetrack. Again, the final redrawn spot. Chris Mackey dives to the inside. White up on the top side. Smith through the middle. Smith right now has got to be. Here comes White back at him. White looking to grab that position on the backstretch into turn number 3. White's got the momentum. Can he keep it and get the job done here off at turn number 4? 3 wide again off the turn with 2 to go. And White's going to grab that position.
He'll hold on to the spot now. The number 4 position as they work into turn number 1 and 2. Again, 6 cars will qualify. So Chris Mackey right now holding on to the number 5 spot. The battle behind him, the final qualifying position. Jack Miller going to the inside of Rusty Smith as they'll swing through turn number 3 and 4. Miller down to the bottom of the speedway, drives hard, pedals it up to the inside. He'll take over the number 6 spot as the white flag waves from Matt Burdick.
So 1 to go for this qualifying event. Great race now going on for that number 4 spot. Chris Mackey, Eddie White going at it down the backstretch. Jeremy Vunk off at turn 4. He'll pick up your win. Second at the line will go to Kearney. Third to Rocky Warner. Chris Mackey gets 4th. White comes home in 5th. Miller 6th. Rusty Smith misses out in 7th. Then it's Bobby Hines 8th. Toby Klisch 9th, and Chris McCoy rounds out your field. Again, qualified cars here from heat row 7, the 42C of Craig Pope alongside Pope, the 84 Junior of Claude Hutchings. He'll start 8th, and that's the way they'll go here in heat race number 3. So green is out. We go 1 final qualifying event here for the racing champion Sportsman. 8 laps again, 6 to qualify. 4 to redraw. Matt Janzik starting on the outside of the front row, driving away down the backstretch. Denton there for the number 2 spot. And now here comes the number 97T of Danny Tyler. Tyler back there in the number 3 position with Steve Way now to the inside. Steve Way looking to get a run off at turn 4. Couldn't quite get it done, so he'll fall in line to the back bumper and Tyler into turn 1.
Down into turn number 1 and 2. Way again looks up Tyler as they go into turn number 2. Claude Hutchings comes up to the outside. Contact between him and Steve Way as they work off turn number 2. Way will get away safely. Hutchings going to drop back a little bit of distance, but now he'll gather back up. Charges into turn number 3 and 4. Way, right now it'll be Hutchings holding on to the number 5 spot as they come down the front stretch. Craig Pope chases them into turn number 1 and 2. With Randy Green as the next car in line. They'll work off turn number 2. Green's going to battle for that number 6 spot as they charge down the backstretch. Back up front for that number 3 position. Steve Denton trying to hold on to it. Steve Way right there with him. Claude Hutchings lets it hang to the outside. Come down the front stretch. Side-by-side battle for the number 4 spot.
So great race going on for that final redraw position right now. Hutchings has got it. Steve Way there. Craig Pope and Green side-by-side down the backstretch as they race to the number 3 turn. Green trying to get by Pope as they come down to the cross flags this time around. So your leader is Matt Janzik. Danny Tyler to the number 2 spot. Stephen Denton there for 3rd. But now Claude Hutchings looks to his inside. Hutchings looking to move up, put a bubble car between himself and the rest of the competition here off of turn 2. Down the backstretch to the back bumper goes Hutchings. And now they're side by side into turn number 3.
They'll work off turn number 4. Hutchings down to the inside of the speedway looking to take the spot from Steve Denton. He'll have it as they come to the line in time. So Hutchings up to the number 3 spot. Denton back to 4th. 5th right now would belong to the number 69 of Randy Green. 6th and final qualifying position at this point belongs to Craig Pope, the 42C, as they head towards turn number 3 and 4. Steve Way, the first car on the outside, looking in.
So Steve Way got to pick up 1 more spot here in that number 27S, struggling right now in the Apple Betty's mount. Big push on that car into turns number 1 and 2. So he'll have to step up the game here down the backstretch as he looks at the back bumper of Pope. Meanwhile, your leader, white flag for Matt Janzik this time by.
They'll work off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Janzik all by his lonesome works out of turn number 2. Out in front of Danny Kyler's number 97. Hutchins comfortably into the number 3 spot. Steve Denton, and then the 69 of Randy Green down to turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag will be coming out. Down the front stretch, Matt Janzik's going to score the win out in front of the field. Danny Tyler holds on to the number 2 spot. Hutchins is 3rd. 4th will be Steve Denton. The 5th spot will go to Randy Green. And the 6th and final qualifying position will be Green in the number 69, or be Craig Pope in the 42C.
Yeah, against your qualified cars, Matt
Janzik is on the line.
So heat race number 1 ready to go. Bunch of Utica Rome Speedway feature winners here in this one. Pat Ward, Larry White, both have feature wins. Stuart Friesen as well. So everybody looking to pick up a win here in this qualifying event. Again, 10 laps, 5 to qualify, 3 to redraw. Here as they come at us off of turn number 4. Keep an eye on the 20 of Brett Hearn. Work to do. Green flag is out. And we are racing here down the front straightaway. Mike Bowman from the outside of the front row leads them up into turn number 1. Holsizer there for second. Now Larry White shoots underneath Pat Ward. 4 wide. They came off at turn 2. Friesen and Williams make contact. Williams going to shuffle back to position number 8. They'll swing it through the west end of the speedway for the first time. Powering off the turn. Mike Bowman going to lead the way. Pat Ward to the inside. Ward by a bumper behind Holsizer for the number 2 spot.
Side-by-side off turn number 2, Pat Ward down to the bottom of the speedway to Gypsum Express 42P. Midway down the back to Steve Holsizer says, I don't believe it, not yet. He'll drive back to the outside. They'll continue to run side-by-side into turn number 4. Right behind them, another side-by-side battle. Down to the inside is Larry White in number 99. Side-by-side with the number 1 of Stuart Friesen. They almost made contact. Friesen drives by on the outside. White had to square it off. He'll give up the position as they go down the backstretch. Larry White back to number 5 spot.
Holsizer, Stuart Friesen side by side for position number 3. Friesen rolls him up on the top side, and Friesen now moves into position 3. And then it's Larry White and Holsizer right now on the outside looking in. The number 20 of Brett the Jet Hearn. So Hearn's got to turn the wick up. Also on the outside looking in, the 7C, the Dr. Danny Johnson. As they bring it through turns number 3 and 4, Mike Bowman shows the way. Pat Ward there for the number 2 spot. He has got Stuart Friesen knocking on the back door into turn number 1.
Contact in a couple of cars down the front stretch. Larry White had to get off the throttle. That's going to put Brett Hearn right on his back bumper as they exit turn number 2 down the back stretch. Holsizer got shuffled to the high side of the speedway. Mike Bowman up the hill now drives right across the middle of the racetrack off turn number 4. Right behind him, it will be Pat Ward. 2 car lengths back now. Stuart Friesen. Friesen switches lanes down in turn number 1.
Yeah, Friesen going to try to work it through the middle off of turns number 1 and 2. Gets a good run as he closes in on Pat Ward into turn number 3. All the while, though, all eyes on the number 16 of Mike Bowman. Bowman shows the way, 3 making 4 car lengths over Pat Ward. Friesen there for 3rd. Larry White is 4th. 5th right now is Brett Hearn. Those would be your qualified cars. Holsizer, Danny Johnson, and Casey Williams complete your field here in heat race number 1. Dave Rouster's 48, a little bit off the pace here as he's nearly a full straightaway behind the 1X of Casey Williams. To the line, 7 complete this time, and here comes Pat Ward.
Mike Bowman continuing that run, that same line around the speedway. He's opened the door to the inside. Off turn number 2. Now he can see Ward to the inside. Bowman pounds the throttle down the backstretch, holds on to that 2-car advantage. Ward continuing to work off the bottom side of the speedway. 1 car around over in turn number 2. That is the 1XW of Casey Williams. He is going to bring out the caution. 7 laps are in. Williams able to fire up the 1X, and he will make his way back out onto the racing surface. So Casey Williams going to bring out our first caution here in that 1XW as he got twisted around in a knot over in turn number 2. That's going to gather the field back up. Single file behind Mike Bowman. Looks like Brett Hearn pulling out of line. Got fluid coming out of the number 20, the Madison overhead door ride, and he will be taking that ride back towards the pit area. ready to go back to a green flag racing action again. Mike Bowman showing the way. Pat Ward second, Stuart Friesen third, Larry White fourth. Fifth and final qualifying position right now belongs to Steve Holsizer. The Dr. Danny Johnson right behind him. Then it's the big show, Dave Rauscher, and the one of Casey Williams.
So here we go. Everybody puts the foot back to the firewall. Pat Ward looking for a way by Bowman. Stuart Friesen going to try the fast lane on the top side. Side-by-side battle off at turn number 2, and Pat Ward now jumps up to the race lead, but here comes Bowman back at him on the top side. Bowman not going to go down without a fight. Ward's got to work him over down low. Friesen will elect to follow Pat Ward. They bring it off the turn. 2 to go this time, and Pat Ward by a nose.
Side-by-side, Ward and both number 1 and 2. Stuart Friesen watching this battle unfold in front of him as they exit turn number 2. Larry White continues to hold on number 4 spot. 3 cars now at the front of the field. Go into the west end of the speedway. Friesen all the way down the extreme bottom. Tries to square it off under Ward. Won't get it as they come to the line. White flag is out. Final time to turn number 1.
What a battle for the top spot. Mike Bowman, Pat Ward going at it. Bowman now is going to bobble, jump up the high side of the speedway, but he's going to put it right back to the wood, come right back at Pat Ward. Final time, now they race through turns number 3 and 4, looking for the checkered flag, this time off the turn as they come to the line. Mike Bowman over Pat Ward. Ward again, he will get second. Stuart Friesen will come home in third. Larry White fourth. And Danny Johnson grabs the 5th and final qualifying spot. He will be followed by Holsizer, Casey Williams, Dave Rauscher, and Brett Johnson. On the outside, 6th starting spot. And he is in the Gypsum Wholesalers Stadium International. Car number 91, the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker. Row 4, 7th starting spot out of Lake Ariel, Pennsylvania, in the number 42B. This is Kevin Bates, and going away to his outside 8th starting spot, driving the big red towing, car number 99, it's the Rocket Ryan Phelps. Going away, scratch on the field. In the Gary's U-Pull at car number 151, it's Joey Colston. So again, there's your starting lineup here for heat race number 2. So a report from the pits, water pump gone bad on the number 20 of Brett Hearn. He is going to a backup ride. So Brett Hearn going to a backup car, water pump on his mount. So here we go, green is out, heat race number 2 coming at you. Ronnie Johnson gets the jump on Elmo Reckner, 2 Fonda Speedway regulars. Billy Decker, meanwhile, 3 wide with the number 91 off the turn. Contact between Rude and Reckner gets the punt all the way back to near the tail of the field as they take it to turn number 3.
Yeah, Reckner got shuffled out of line all the way to the back. Now, as he works off turn before, they'll come charging down the front. Alan Johnson and AJ just drove underneath Jason Rude, number 18. Jay will take the spot as they go to turn number 2. Alan Johnson on a mission early as he'll drive towards the number 2 of Ronnie Johnson. Here comes Billy Decker, the Gypsum Wholesalers, number 91, down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get underneath the Rude Awaken as they swing off turn number 4, down the front stretch. That'll the number 3 spot is 3 wide.
3 wide for the spot. Billy Decker now dives to the inside of the 18. Hang on, we've got one around on the top side of turn number 1, and caution is out as Shane Donoff goes around. So Shane Donoff getting
2 by 2 down the backstretch. Ron DeLeo will clear the pace car to the infield. We get ready to go back to racing action. Again, 2 laps in the book. Ronnie Johnson going to be the first one to fire when he hits that cone between turn number 3 and 4. He'll jump on the throttle, brings the field off turn number 4. Billy Decker squares down the inside. He'll come side by side with AJ sideways. Up into turn number 1 and 2. Alan Johnson the outside. Decker's going to take advantage. He'll take over the number 2 spot as they charge down the backstretch. Rocket Ryan Phelps up to the number 4 position as we go to turn number 4.
Yeah. Here comes Billy Decker now. He is driven by Alan Johnson, and he is rapidly closing in on the number 2 RJ of Ronnie Johnson. So Ronnie Johnson, Billy Decker, your top 2. Now Ryan Phelps gets a run. Phelps to the inside of Alan Johnson. Down the back straightaway, Ryan Phelps now into the number 3 spot, and he's looking for more. Battling with teammate Billy Decker now. Side by side, they come at us off of turn number 4, and as they come to the line early, Decker by a nose, but Phelps working him over into turn number 1. Phelps trips up Decker back at him on the top side.
Off number 2, they'll go down the back. Phelps will take over the number 2 position. Out in front of Billy Decker. Decker hits the cushion up in turn number 3. Now drives it down the hill as he tries to close the gap. That battle side by side right in front of the 18J of Jason Rude. As Alan Johnson, who's on the move early, backs up a couple of spots now. He's got Elmo Reckner looking right at his back bumper as they go to turn number 2. Now down the backstretch. Kevin Bates chasing them as they swing into turn number 3.
As they bring it off of turn number 4, this time around 6 in, 4 to go. Ronnie Johnson, your leader. Ryan Phelps into the number 2 spot. Billy Decker in that 3rd and final Redraw position, Jason Root, Alan Johnson in the final qualifying spot. Elmo Reckner trying to topside. Hang on, Shane Donath. Donath again getting off the topside in turns number 1 and 2. Put the binders on. The car shot up over the bank. He'll come back down. We'll stay clean and green with Ronnie Johnson, still your leader.
RJ 9 car length out in front of the field, takes it down into turn number 1 and 2. Ryan Phelps trying to close that gap. The number 18 of Jason Root almost got into the back bumper of Billy Decker. Root went way up the hill. That's going to open up advantage for Decker in the number 3 spot. He'll shuffle back the 18J of Root as they work off turn number 3 and 4. Alan Johnson watching this out in front of him now. Parallel picked up from Matt Burns last time by.
Yeah, so 2 to go for RJ as he's looking to take home a heat race victory here tonight in the B-Dry Systems Palmer Service Center. 2 RJ working it down through turns number 3 and 4, powering it off the high side. Ryan Phelps stays low. White flag this time by for Ronnie Johnson.
RJ down to turn number 1 and 2 is going to come to a margin now in front of Rocket Ryan Phelps. They work off turn number 2. Phelps down the back to number 99. Squares it off to the inside. He'll hold on to that as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag will be coming out as they work off turn number 4. Down the front stretch, it will be the number 2 RJ, Ronnie Johnson. He's going to score the win. Ryan Phelps goes down to the number 2 spot. Billy Decker will be third. 4th belongs to Jason Root. The 5th spot belongs to Alan Johnson in the number 10. Again, all our racing this evening brought to you by the Carbone Auto Group. Great to have those folks with us. And remember, somebody may get a shot at winning a new car back here a little bit later on this evening. Track safety lights going off. 3rd qualifying heat ready to go.
So field set ready to go, 2 by 2. Again, 9 cars in this one, only 5 of them, though, getting spots into the big dance. Here as they come at us off of corner number 4, the Tornado, Todd Burley. And the ring goes Rocket. Ryan go down on the outside. Here we go. Green flag is out. They come at us down the front straightaway. Burley immediately goes to the outside. Ryan go down, goes to the inside, looks for the number 2 spot here off at turn number 2 down the backstretch. Ted Lamb to the outside of Tim Fuller. Lamb looking for the number 3 spot as they swing down to the west end for the first time. As they power off at corner number 4, Todd Burley, the Tornado, is going to show the way with go down. Fuller, Lamb, and Gary Tompkins in tow as they go to turn number 1.
Off to turn number 2, Tim Fuller squares to the inside. He'll come alongside of Ryan Godown, but Godown just powers away as they work off turn number 2. Ted Lamb on the move, the number 19 machine. He'll look right at the back bumper of the Tim Fuller ride, but he has a little bit of a push on the car. He'll climb up the hill over at turn number 4. That hill up the door to the inside. Here comes Matt Shepard. He'll square off the FX Cabrera 9S down to the bottom of the racetrack. They work off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Gary Tompkins right on his back bumper as they go to turn number 3.
Yeah, as they take it down into turns number 3 and 4. Matt Shepard working it down on the inside of Ted Lamb here as they come at us off at turn 4 down to the line. And Matt Shepard now grabs the number 4 spot. Meanwhile, Tim Fuller is into position number 2 as go down to the back bumper as they race to corner number 3. Go down, working over Tim Fuller. Fuller, though, able to drive away using his experience here at Utica Rome. And now Matt Shepard won one of the Twin 20s here on Sunday night. He has caught go down as they go to turn number 1 and 2. And here comes Shepard to the inside. Shepard's going to grab the spot off at turn 2.
He'll take that position as they head towards turn number 3. Ryan Godown gets shuffled one more spot back. Still in the qualified position as he works through the west end of the racetrack. Right now, Matt Shepard tries to square it off to the inside of turn number 4. Now down to turn number 1 and 2. He has set his sights on Timmy Fuller. Fuller goes up the hill in the 74, the Smith Brothers concrete ride, holding on to the number 2 spot down the backstretch. Shepard into a redraw position, but right now he's got his sights set farther forward on the field. He just drove to the bottom of the hill in turn number 4, side by side. Shepard takes over the number 2 spot at the line.
Matt Shepard on the charge. The FX Cabrera Extreme Lubricants car number 9S just got by the Tim Fuller 74. He'll hold the number 2 spot. He'll try to catch the Tornado, Todd Burley. Don't look now. Here comes the 4-star ride of T-Mac, Jim McCready. McCready is to the backside of Ted Lamb. Lamb drifts up the banking. Here comes McCready to the inside. Jim McCready, the Bennings winner on 4-star ride. He is going to grab the number 5 spot. So now it's a battle for position number 4. Ryan Godown takes it up to the top side. McCready with him on the backstretch. They'll go side by side into turn number 3. Godown elects to stay on the outside. McCready down low. McCready looking for the spot. Hang on, Ted Lamb off at turn number 4. Tim McCready now grabs 4th with 2 to go.
side by side down to turn number 1 and 2. McCready with a nose in front that last time they came to the line. This time Ryan Godown slides up the hill in turn number 1. McCready skates away to a 2-car advantage as they swing down into turn number 3 and 4. Teddy Lamb gave up 1 spot after that drift off turn number 4 that last time around. White flag from Matt Burdick as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Todd Burley comfortably in the lead. Matt Shepard chases in. Timmy Fuller rounds out the top 3 cars as they go to turn number 3.
They'll come off the turn now. Todd Burley coming to the line. Checkered flag. Your win will go to Todd Burley. Matt Shepard comes home to the number 2 spot. Tim Fuller, he'll be 3rd. 4th will fall to the 4-star of Tim McCready. And the 5th and final qualifying spot goes to Ryan Godown. Then it will be Gary Tompkins. Jimmy Davis and the 19 of Ted Lamb will round out your field. Again, qualified cars out of heat race number 3. Todd Burley, Plank, and alongside of Plank, 6th starting spot. In the Dover break, car number 00, the birthday boy, this is Bobby Varon. Next row on the inside, 7th starting position belongs to the K-Bass Towing and Recovery, 41 of Chris Busta. And outside of Busta, in the ComeRaceWithUs.com, car number 1X is Willie Decker. Going away scratch on the field, 9th starting position to the driver of the Soul Tractor Trailer Repair, car number 711. This is Jamike Soul. So there's your starting line for this 4th and final modified heat race event.
Charlie, we're going to need to redraw drivers here in the front stretch as soon as possible, both Sportsman and mine.
So we are 2 by 2 set and ready to go this time off at turn number 4. Alan Barker, Mike Mahaney make up the front row of this one. As they come off the turn, Matt Burdick throws the green flag, and we are racing as Mahaney takes it up to the top side into turns number 1 and 2 for the first time. Hang on, Chris Boost and Willie Decker get together. Jamike Soul is there down the back straightaway. Here comes Jimmy Phelps to the inside of Barker. Your leader is Mahaney into turn number 3. Phelps stays down low. 3 wide now for the number 4 spot. Barron shoves way up the speedway with the 00. Going to lose a whole bunch of ground as he is side by side with Willie Decker. But your leader through turns 1 and 2 is the number 4 of Mike Mahaney.
Mahaney will take him down the back stretch. Jimmy Phelps chases him down into turn number 3 and 4. Side-by-side battle right now for the number 3 spot. Down to the inside of the speedway. Jimmy Davis comes down to the bottom of the speedway. Dale Plank in the number 18X. Plank down to the bottom. He gets under number 8 of Robbie Bellinger. They go down into turn number 3 and now down to number 2. It comes off turn number 2 down the back stretch. Bellinger down to the bottom of the speedway as they shuffle Alan Barker 1 spot into turn number 3 and 4.
They'll bring it off the turn. Here comes Jimmy Phelps. Phelps, currently your North Region point leader, looking to get 5 bonus points for picking up the heat race victory here. He got to the back bumper of Mike Mahaney. Mahaney, though, able to drive away down the backstretch. They'll take it down into turn number 3 and 4. Dale Plank still riding back there in 3rd. Bellinger 4th. Barker right now in that 5th and final qualifying spot. But beginning to close in on him is the Dover break 00 of Bobby Barron, and Barron now, he'll grab that spot into turn number 1 as Barker bobbles that time off at turn 4.
They work off turn number 2, go charge down the backstretch. Again, Dale Plank in the 18X works up to the number 3 position. Robbie Bellinger trying to reel him in as they work off turn number 3 and 4. Bobby Barron back up to the 5th spot, now back into a qualifying position after a bobble early in the race. Barron chasing down in the turn number 1 and 2. The first 5 cars all sprung out around the speedway. Willie Decker, the number 6 car in line, works by the 16 of Alan Barker. He'll get off the top of the speedway, gathers it back up down the backstretch. But Barker and Decker outside looking in right now as they go to turn number 3.
Mike Mahaney putting a whooping on him right now with car number 4. He is way out in front. And we've got one slow here down the front stretch. That is the 1X of Willie Decker. Decker, the ComeRaceWithUs.com sponsored ride, taking it to the pit area now. Caution is out as the 711 of Jamike Soul spins over in turn 2. So again, Jimmy Phelps would love to pick up that bonus here for a heat race win, but it's not going to come without difficulty here as he has got Mike Mahaney in the Skips Racing number 4 on the point. Mahaney a regular here in 2012. He'll get back on the gas. We will stay green as they come off of turn number 4 here. If Mahaney gets a good start, he'll go through the middle. Phelps going to try to roll the bottom through turns number 1 and 2, and now Bobby Barron gets a run. Barron to the inside of Robbie Bellinger, side by side. Wheel to wheel, they take it off the turn. Down the back straightaway into the number 3 corner. Bobby Barron trying to get by Bellinger. Bellinger, though, too strong right now. Barron again works him over down low, and Bobby Barron now 1 spot out of the redraw.
Bobby Barron gets underneath Bellinger, takes the spot away. Now he looks to the inside of Dale Plank in the 18X. They go to turn number 2. Now Alan Barker turns up the wick. He drives to the outside of Bellinger. It'll be Barker all the way back up into the number 5 position as they work off turn number 3 and 4. Down the front stretch, they will go parallel, six her up. Mike Mahaney continuing to show the way. Jimmy Phelps squares it off to the inside, number 2. Then it is Plank, Bobby Barron now. Car length back from Dale Plank as they work off turn number 2 and down the backstretch.
Yeah, they'll take it through turns number 3 and 4. Mahaney stays right up on the top side. Jimmy Phelps keeps trying to run the bottom. This is it. 1 lap to go for your top 2. Dale Plank still watching back there from the number 3 spot. Bobby Barron in a qualifying spot. Alan Barker, Robbie Bellinger racing for that final qualifying position off at turn number 2. Barker on the outside, able to drive away from Bellinger on the backstretch. Off the corner, checkered flag this time. Your win will go to Mike Mahaney. Second will go to Jimmy Phelps. Third will fall to Dale Plank. Fourth to Bobby Barron. Fifth goes to Alan Barker. Robbie Bellinger winning opening day. He'll finish 6th. Chris Busta 7th. And Jermike Soule will come home in 8th. And Willie Decker will be credited with 9th. So that concludes our... It is great to have you here at the Utica Speedway. Nice to meet you, sir. And I'll tell you what, I know we appreciate all you do for us here at Utica, and I'm sure the kids do too when you give away those bikes. But how much fun are you guys having tonight?
We're having a blast. We got a whole bunch of people here from our organization, and we're having a real good time. Thank you. This is a great organization.
Tell us a little bit about what you guys do. I know my good friend Josh Phillips works for you. You know, him and I work together down at the Fonda Speedway. Yep, you know, I took this year off, but it's been a pleasure working with him, and I know you guys have a lot of things going on out there at Carbone Auto Group.
We do. We got all kinds of things. Josh is right now working with us. He's involved with fleet management. He's doing a good job. And, yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on. You know, we got 14 dealerships and a lot of people, about 600 employees total. So,
if people want to get a car from you, what's the best place to go if you're coming here from Vernon or this local area?
If it says Carbone on it, that's the place to go. You choose the one you want.
Now, I know you've got a little contest going on here tonight. You want to spill the details on that, or you want to wait a little bit longer until we get to that here at intermission?
Let's wait, and then we'll announce it then.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Now, you're going to go shoot some T-shirts off now. I'll let you go have some fun, or are you going to watch?
Just going to watch, that's all. I'm here for the fun tonight.
Well, Mr. Carbone, again, thank you for coming out, supporting us here at the Utica Speedway. How about a nice hand for Carbone Auto Group? And again, we're going to have a chance to win that Dodge out there, so it should be awesome. And now they're going to shoot some T-shirts into the stands here. So who wants a T-shirt? How about it? There comes one at you. Heckling. You're heckling the T-shirt guy? That's not a good way to get a T-shirt, by heckling the T-shirt guy. All right, I'll get back upstairs. We have a Sportsman Consolation, 2 modified Consolations coming at you. Do it, Tom. I dare you. Those were good races. Here we go. Thanks. Hey, somebody down here towards turn number 1 want a T-shirt? Because here it comes. Nice catch. That wasn't sarcasm. That's actually a pretty good catch. All right, so I'm going to head back upstairs.
Speedway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Matt Birdie's got the green go stick in hand. He will look the field over as they swing down towards turn number 3 and 4. The original start right there at the barrel in turn number 4. Green flag is in the air as they come charging out at turn number 3 and 4. Down the front stretch. Randy Chantel down to the bottom of the speedway. Looks for the early lead. He'll take him into turn number 1 and 2. Rusty Smith to the outside of the racetrack. They'll charge down the back stretch off turn number 2. They will head towards turn number 3 and 4. Jack Miller. Steve Way up in there as they work into turn number 3 and 4. They'll charge off turn number 4 down the front stretch to complete lap number 1. It'll be Rusty Smith out in front of the field. Randy Chantel down to the bottom of the racetrack. Steve Wade now goes to the inside of the Jerry Tani, number 82. Off turn number 2, they go down the back stretch. Tani's going to hold on to that spot. He'll hold on to the third position as Steve Wade goes to the bottom of the racetrack. The Apple Betty's number 27S, regular Sunday night shoe here at Utica Rome. And he'll just drive on the Tani to take him for 3 spots. So Steve Wade now looks to the inside of Randy Chantel. Rusty Smith out in front of 34, an asphalt driver out here in the Sportsman division tonight, and he is showing the way out in front of the field. He'll take him into turn number 3 and 4. He'll work in the middle of the speedway, lets it drift to the top side, down the front stretch. He will charge. Rusty Smith continuing to show the way. Randy Chantel back to the second spot. Steve Wade is third. 4th spot will be Bobby Hines now in the number 180. Hines driving up the racetrack. He'll take over the number 4 spot as they go charging down the backstretch. Dipple's number 1 trying to hold on to that top 5 spot. Caution flag is going to come out. We got a car around in turn number 1 off the top side of the banking. And headed back towards the pit area. That is 80 as we get ready to go back to it. Down to the turn number 3 and 4. Nose to tail. Cone sitting right there in between turn number 3. Smith's going to pound the throttle. He'll take him into the west end of the speedway. Off turn number 4. He'll pedal hard down the front stretch. Down to the inside. The Apple Betty's number 27 of Steve Wade. Wade looks down to the bottom of the racetrack. Smith drives up the hill in turn number 2. Steve Wade looks to take the advantage, but down the backstretch, Rusty Smith right back to the whip as they go down to turn number 3 and 4. Side by side, they will battle through the west end. Off turn number 4. Steve Wade at the bottom, Rusty Smith up on top. Side by side, they're going to come to the line. Steve Wade has a nose out in front. He'll hold on to a slight advantage down into turn number 1 and 2. Randy Chantel watching that battle unfold in front of him as they work off turn number 2. Down the backstretch, they will go. Bobby Hines continuing to hold on to the number 4 position in the number 180. Tyler Dipple chasing him as they go into turn number 3 and 4. Dipple goes right through the middle of the speedway. Now drifts up the hill off turn number 4, charging down the front stretch. He's going to give up the spot. They come down in front. It'll be Mike Stiles in that Zero machine. Stiles going to take the spot away. Dipple right now still holds on to a qualifying position as he works off turn number 2 down the backstretch. He's got company though as they head towards turn number 3 and 4. Chris McCoy, the next car in line, as they swing into turn number 4. White flag will be waving off turn number 4 down the front stretch. They will go. McCoy down to the bottom of the racetrack. To the outside will be the 7X machine. That belongs to Thomas as they swing down to the turn number 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, that lead battle will continue. Checker flag will be waving. Again, 6 cars trying to race their way into the feature here tonight. Down the front stretch, they will come. Rusty Smith's going to score the win in front of Steve Wade. Randy Chantel holds on to the number 3 spot. He'll be followed by Bobby Hines in the number 180 machine. Mike Stiles, the 0, will hold on to the number 5 spot, and he'll be followed back to the line by Tyler Dipple, who gets the final qualifying position out of that consolation event for car.
As yellow lights have been extinguished around the racetrack. Holsizer on the point. Into turns number 3 and 4, Elmo Reckner alongside. Off of turn number 4, here they come looking for the green flag. We got it, and we are racing here down the front stretch as they take it up into turns number 1 and 2. Off the corner, Holsizer going to grab the lead. Brett Hearn on the charge in the number 20 ride, and we've got one around in turn number 2. That will be Shane Donitz. Shane Donitz, number 28, coming to a stop. Off the turn, lap number 1, yellow lights are on. Down the backstretch, he will fire in between turns 3 and 4 for the restart. As we work it off at turn number 4. Green lights coming back on. We are back to racing. Keep an eye on the number 20 of Brett Hearn. Hearn charges up into the number 4 spot, into turns number 1 and 2. Looking to the inside of Elmo Reckner. Reckner too strong. Now Bates blast by Hearn on the outside. Hearn comes right back at him down into turn 3. Leading the way, the number 88 of Steve Holsizer. Holsizer to the outside. Comes the 1X of Casey Williams. Williams unable to get the job done that time. into turns 1 and 2. Hearn going to change lanes now. He's going to try the top side of the speedway. He has got to race his way into this event. Down the backstretch goes the Mazda overhead doors number 20 right into turn number 3, but all the while battle out in front between Holsizer and the 1X of Casey Williams. They'll bring it to the stripe. 3 laps complete this time by for the driver of the number 88, Steve Holsizer. Williams again goes to the top side. He is being challenged by Elmo Reckner down low. Hearn tried it, couldn't get it done. Kevin Bates back there in the number 5 spot. 6 right now is Rauscher. Down at 7, the Jolie Colston rounds out your field back there in the number 8 position. Off the turn, down to the front stretch, halfway this time, 4 in, 4 to go. 4, your race leader, Steve Holsizer. Again, Casey Williams all over him. Elmo Reckner, Brett Hearn side by side for the number 3 spot, and there goes Hearn. Hearn now up to 3rd. Can he get a qualifying spot? We've got 3 laps to go. Now Hearn jumps up the speedway. Brett Hearn side by side with Reckner off at turn number 4. They come down to the line. Hearn closing in on Holsizer into turns number 1 and 2 is still Williams, your leader. Reckner back down low on Hearn. Hearn's got to get back going. He's got to catch the 88 of Holsizer. Great run that time off at turn number 2. Casey Williams showing the way through turns number 3 and 4. Brett the Jet trying to get in here off at turn number 4. He is alongside Holsizer with 2 laps to go. And that time Hearn's got the number 2 spot. So here it comes Hearn rolling it up on the top side, trying to race his way in down the backstretch. Hearn now into the number 2 position. So Hearn's got the 2nd spot. Can he get the win? White flag is in the air. Casey Williams bringing him off the turn. Down to the line, 1 to go for Brett Hearn and Casey Williams. Williams has got the edge. Hearn working him over. Holsizer still watching back there from the number 3 spot. Hearn bobbled that time off at turn 2 as he shoved the nose up on the top side. So Williams has got the edge as they race to turn 3 one final time. Hearn's going to dive low, try to get that number 1 position as they charge off the turn. Not going to be enough. Williams for the win. Hearn to 2nd. Holsizer will come home in 3rd. Reckner 4th. 5th will go to Kevin Bates. 6th will fall to Dave Rauscher. Donis will come home in 7th, and coming home in 8th will be the 151 of Joey Colson. So again, picking up the victory, the 1X of Casey Williams. TV courtesy of Brodell Energy. A lot of great things, plus, of course, half the money. All here available on Carbone Auto Group night here at Utica Rome Speedway as we celebrate the induction of Richie Evans into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Here we go. Green flag is out in this 2nd and final consolation event. Only 2 cars making it into the show into turns number 1 and 2. They'll go in. It will be Tompkins jumping out to the edge. Robbie Bellinger there for the 2 spot off the turn as Bellinger opens up the gap on the 18 JT of Jimmy Davis as they swing to turn number 3.
Chris Busta watching that battle unfold in front of him as they go to the west end for the very first time. Off the turn, they will dance down the front stretch. Thompson showing the way, as Mike just said. And then it is Bellinger. Bellinger looking down to the inside as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Jimmy Davis up the hill in turn number 2. Chris Busta chasing him as they work off turn number 4. Midway down the back stretch into turn number 3.
Off at turn number 4 now comes your race leader. The number 84 of Gary Tompkins. He has got Robbie Bellinger all over him into turn number 1. Bellinger looking for a way by here. Again, feature winner on opening day in that number 8R. Along the back straightaway, a car link separate them as they race down to the west end of the speedway. Jimmy Davis beginning to close now. Davis working the top shelf in that turning stone. Number 18, JD, as they come off the turn side by side. Down for the number 1 spot into turn number 1. Bellinger right to it, trying to get by Tompkins here off at turn 2.
No battle down turn number 3 this time. It will be Tompkins right in the middle of the speedway. Now he brings it down to the bottom of the racetrack. Bellinger trying to make it work to the inside. Jimmy Davis keeps the cows wound up on the outside. He'll drive to the top side of the racetrack, but Bellinger will hold him off as they go into turn 3 and 4. 3 cars right now in front of the field for a battle. Jimmy Davis up the hill. Turn number 2 looks to go side by side, but Bellinger's going to hold him off midway down the backstretch. That battle will continue. Jimmy Davis again coming even with Bellinger through turn number 3. Now to turn number 4. Keeps it wound up to the outside. 3 cars wide from the line.
What a battle for the 2 qualifying spots here in this one. Jimmy Davis trying to sneak his way into this one. Davis off at turn 2. Tompkins has got the edge. Davis right there with him now. Davis into the number 2 spot. Here comes Jimmy Davis on the top side. Davis looking for a way by Gary Tompkins off the turn as they come to the stripe. 2 to go this time, and Davis now into the show.
Jimmy Davis out to the outside of the speedway, not done yet. He's in, but he wants to get one more better spot. He'll work off turn number 2 down the backstretch. He runs down the number 84 of Gary Tompkins. Looks to the outside, turn number 3 and 4. Looks to come even turn as they swing off turn number 4. Tompkins to the bottom, Davis to the outside, off turn number 4. Down the front stretch, white flag is waving. Gary Tompkins by a car length. Now to turn number 1 and 2, Davis goes up the hill. Bellinger watching these guys disappear out in front of him down the backstretch.
Final time, they'll take it down into turns number 3 and 4. Tompkins with the edge. Davis knocking on the door. Can Jimmy Davis get it done off at turn number 4? Checkered flag in the air. They race to the line. The win goes to Jimmy Davis. Tompkins second. Bellinger comes home in third. Fourth is Mike Soule. Then it's Chris Busta, the 19 of Ted Lamb, and the number 56 of Dave Moyer completes your field.
All the way down into twin cars, ready to do battle on a beautiful race surface here tonight at Utica Rome, the ROC series, I should say. Richie Evans night here at the Speedway. Track safety lights going off. The field ready to do battle. 28 cars nose to tail, ready to go. Track safety lights are off. Field midway down the backstretch right now. You can see our safety cars beginning to clear the field over on the backstretch. 30 laps will be the distance. Race a Champion Series for the Sportsman cars. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Original start will come from the cone right on the top of turn number 4. Down into the corner, very slow. They will bring the pace along. And just like that, we're going to bring yellow right back out on the speed. We got a car stopped midway down the backstretch. One car rolling to a stop. That is Tyler Dipple in the number 1 machine, and he has stopped midway down the backstretch. So just like that, yellow flag will come out. We'll get a push on the back of his car. Just like that, he takes off. So the next time around, we will get the white flag. Again, we want to thank all the great folks from Carbone Auto Group for being involved with our racing here tonight at Utica Rome. We've had a lot of fun with them. Got a chance to look at a beautiful car down back. Gave a few people a chance to win that car.
Laps for the ROC Sportsman.
Hey, John. Track safety lights off again, Mike, as they go down the backstretch. Again, the original start will come in turn number 4 at the cone. Everybody bundled up 2 by 2 by 2, ready to go racing here at the Utica Rome Speedway. Matt Janzik and Brian White are going to lead them down into turn number 1 and 2. Green flag ready to be raised from Matt Burdick. Out of turn number 4, green flag will wave, and here we go with the ROC Sportsman down to turn number 1 and 2. Matt Janzik, a regular shoe here on the Sunday nights, drives off the bottom of the speedway. He'll take him down the back stretch of 33X. Looks out to the early part of the race. He'll take him down to the turn number 1 and 2. Brian White right on his back bumper. They'll swing off turn number 4 down the front stretch. They will go scoring lap number 1. Matt Janzik at the line. Side by side behind him, it will be Brian White and Anthony Perego.
Off the turn, Matt Janzik powers away. Jeremy Funk now up to the number 3 spot. He's on the back bumper of Perego down the backstretch into turn 3. 3 wide now. Hang on, we got one off the top side. Heath Carney gets off the top in turn 3. Now Claude Hutchings spins on the bottom of turn 4. A.J. Philbeck takes it through the grass. He's slipping, he's sliding. He stays going, but caution is out. A couple other cars stopped in turn number 4. Danny Tyler, Claude Hutchings, the 2 cars involved over there on the bottom of turn number 4. Keith Carney also off the top side over there in turn.
Well, getting ready to look for a green once again in our Sportsman ROC 30-lapper here tonight. 1 lap in the book. Ron DiUlio is taking the Utica Rome pace car to the infield. They'll get ready to fire at the cone right in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Right about there, Matt Janzik, one of your regular hot shoes on Sunday nights here at Utica Rome. He'll pound the throttle as he works off turn number 4. Down the front stretch he will go, and caution is out on the speedway. Cars getting together off turn number 4. Yellow flag immediately back in the air.
The 21 of Ryan Jordan, one of the cars involved. I cannot see who else is over there.
Looks like we got Jack Miller also involved up there in the number 37, and Bobby Heinz is number 180. All the way to the outside. 1 car, Mike Stiles is 0. He's all the way down at the bottom of the racetrack in turn number 4.
That's the way they'll come to the green flag this time with 1 lap complete, 29 laps still remaining. Here we go, green light's coming back on, green flag is in the air. We'll get back underway here off the turn. Into corners 1 and 2, Janzik pulls to the top spot. Here comes Jeremy Vunk now up to the number 2 position. And Jeremy Vunk now grabs the number 2 spot. Again, won the feature event here Sunday night. Vunk is coming now, looking to close in on Matt Janzik here off of turn number 4. So it's Janzik, Vunk, your top 2. Borrego, White, and Mackey now the top 5.
Down into turn number 1 and 2, that battle in the front of the field will continue. Jeremy Vunk and Matt Janzik had some classic battles already this year. Both these guys have feature wins through the 2012 season. And right now, Jeremy Vunk's going to drive around the outside of the speedway in turn number 4. Now he gets right behind Janzik to turn number 1 and 2. 2 car lengths separate the leaders.
So good battle out in front now. These two tango each and every Sunday night here at the action track of the East. Down the backstretch, they will go to turns number 3 and 4. Borrego, the first invader right now, riding back there in the number 3 spot. Off the corner, side by side they come. New leader at the line, Jeremy Vunk to the top spot.
Vunk takes it away. Janzik settles down to the inside of the speedway. Now as he goes to turn 1 and 2. Borrego trying to hold on to the number 3 spot. He's got company. Chris Mackey working all over his back bumper. Rocky Warner just behind these two as they exit the turn. Midway down the backstretch. Then it's A.J. Philbeck. He's turned up the wick now in the A1 machine as he'll go into turn number 3 and 4 just inside the top 5.
So we'll have 5 laps complete here in this one, and now caution is out. As we've got a car around in turn number 2, Mike Stiles around, the reason for the yellow. So caution out as Mike Stiles goes around in turn number 2.
Well, Mike Stiles just lost the handle going in between.
So field 2x2 down the back straightaway. 25 laps remain here in this Race of Champions Sportsman Series event. As they look to come at us in between 3 and 4, Vunk will put the foot to the firewall. Everybody else will do the same. They come racing off the corner. Janzik gets a good restart, and Matt Janzik now climbs up in front of Jeremy Vunk. So Vunk's have to go to work. He wants to get back to the top spot. Janzik snookered him there on the restart. 3 wide now for the number 3 spot. Rocky Warner is there. Chris Mackey followed by the 18 of Anthony Borrego, and Borrego will shake it out, and he will fall back to the number 3 spot. Off the turn they come. Matt Janzik going to lead the way here with 6 laps complete.
Janzik down the straight, Vunk right in his tire track, chases him down into turn number 1 and 2 as the field chases behind them. Borrego continued to hold the number 3 spot, then they're bundled up behind him. Rocky Warner, Chris Mackey in the battle. Now Warner drops back, instead as A.J. Philbeck slides underneath. Philbeck will take over the number 5 spot as they work off turn number 4.
Yeah, Philbeck working the bottom of the speedway here off the turn. He gets by the 79 of Rocky Warner. He grabs that position. Janzik still leads. Vunk trying to work the high side of the speedway. And Janzik just running away with it right now down the backstretch, about 5 car lengths out in front. But Vunk, keep an eye on him. The more laps we run, the quicker he gets in that number 32V off the turn, down the front stretch. Janzik, Vunk set the pace. Borrego, the first invader there in the number 3 spot. And then it's Mackey and Philbeck, 2 other regulars here at the Utica Speedway.
Mike, I'll tell you one car you got to keep an eye on. Started all the way back in the 20th, starting just the 7S of Steve Way. Right now, Steve Way is just outside the top 10 as we got a car way off the top of the speedway over in turn number 1 and 2. But Steve Way is on fire right now early on.
Yeah, Steve Way, he has made his way up through the field, and he is sitting just outside of the top 5 here in this one, in position number 6 right now with the number 27S. So we've got 9 laps complete, make it 10 now as they come to the stripe, and Vunk is beginning to close in on the number 33X of Matt Janzik. That time around, Janzik about a 10th quicker than Jeremy Vunk, but Vunk hanging tough down the backstretch. Lap traffic coming up here shortly. That will be the great equalizer here in this one.
Working off turn number 4, Matt Janzik looking at lap traffic, goes underneath, down the front stretch, gets by safely, so he'll go out, hold on to that lead advantage down into turn number 1 and 2. This time as they go into turn number 2, Jeremy Vunk changes lines, comes all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack, and it's distance back behind them now. Anthony Borrego trying to hold on to the stop. He's got company. Rocky Warner goes to the inside, and now we got a car around in turn number 4. Caution is going to come out. And that is the number 1 of Mike Stiles, and heavy damage to the front of the Stiles ride.
So the number 1 is, or the 0 ride of Stiles over in turn number 4, coming to a stop. Heavy damage on his ride. Also, Matt Janzik on the point. Jeremy Vunk to his outside. And Vunk, see if he can get a better restart than the last time here in this one. Off the turn, green flag, back in the air. We're back to racing here as they charge at us off at turn number 4. Parego got a good start, as did Janzik, your race leader, and he flies out in front. Parego looks to the inside of Jeremy Vunk. Here comes Philbeck now. Philbeck challenging Mackey down on the inside, side by side. They come off at turn number 2, down the backstretch. Way able to get by Warner, and Way now flying. He is up to the 6th spot, looking to get by and go 3 wide here off the turn with Philbeck and Mackey. Mackey and Parego make contact, but everybody clean and green.
They work off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Matt Jansen got a beautiful restart. Now he opens up about a half the straightaway advantage. Out in front of Vunk with the battle right now for the number 3 spot. Down into turn number 3 and 4. A.J. Philbeck, bottom of the racetrack as they work off turn number 3. Chris Mackey to the high side as they come charging down the front stretch. Philbeck holds the advantage out in front of Chris Mackey down into turn number 3 and 4. Anthony Parego goes up the hill, opens the door to the inside. Rocky Warner side by side with Steve Wade as they battle off turn number 2. Parego back to it on the outside.
Yeah, Anthony Parego in the number 18 holding off Steve Way. Up along the outside again comes Rocky Warner though. 3 wide, they power off the turn. Steve Way down low, and Steve Way now to the position number 5 in the running order. So your race leader, Matt Janzik, second right now, Jeremy Vunk. A.J. Philbeck is third. Fourth belongs to Chris Mackey. Fifth, Steve Way. Sixth is a toss-up now between Anthony Parego and Rocky Warner. Then you've got Claude Hutchings, followed by Stephen Denton and Rusty Smith. The running order here as we have reached the halfway point.
At the cross flags down the front stretch, that lead battle continuing to stretch out. Matt Janzik holding on to that advantage. Best battle on the racetrack was for the number 3 spot, but now A.J. Philbeck begins to pull away from Chris Mackey by about 4 car lengths as Steve Way, the Apple Betty number 27S, continues his charge towards the front. Started 20th, all the way up to the number 5 spot. They work off turn number 4. Down the front they will come, and Steve Way continuing his charge toward the front of the field.
Yeah, Steve Way making the move down to the inside of Mackey. Mackey, though, too strong on the outside. Mackey and Way stay alongside as they take it down into turn number 3. Mackey trying to keep Way tucked right down alongside on the bottom, and Way, he likes it down low off at turn 4. He'll get the run, and Steve Way able to make his way by the 3M of Mackey, so now he'll jump up to the number 4 spot. It's Matt Janzik, your leader. Jeremy Vunk there in the number 2 position, followed by A.J. Philbeck, Way and Mackey the top 5. Parego 6 now. Hutchings up, make that Denton up to position number 7 with Rocky Warner, and then Smith and Hutchings. So that's your running order. We got it. And Matt Janzik gets hung up with a slower car in 1 and 2, and Jeremy Vunk able to get by and take the lead.
Jeremy Vunk got hung to the outside, or got to the inside, as Mike just said. Matt Janzik, a lap car, takes him right to the top of the speedway. So Vunk's going to bring him down the front stretch. Janzik chasing now. Matt Janzik right back to it. He's 3 car lengths back now as they go into turn number 1 and 2. A.J. Philbeck to number 3 spot. Then it's the Steve Way, number 27S. Midway down the backstretch. Matt Janzik right now is a man possessed as he works into turn number 3 and 4, beginning to close the gap on Jeremy Vunk.
So it's Vunk and Janzik, your top 2. Philbeck's there for 3rd. Steve Way up to the 4th spot. And I'll tell you what, Steve Way making it a race now. He came all the way from position number 20 on the grid last time around. Steve Way, the fastest car on the racetrack with that number 27S. So let's see if he's got anything for your top 2. Right now, Matt Janzik closing back in on Jeremy Vunk as they've got 9 laps to go.
Down to turn number 1 and 2. Matt Janzik is not done yet. He got a bad break a few laps ago, but he's right back to the inside of Jeremy Vunk as they go down the backstretch. The distance back now, A.J. Philbeck trying to hold on number 3 spot as Mike said the quickest car on the speedway is Steve Way in the 27S. Way goes to the bottom, turn number 3 and 4, charging down the front stretch. Philbeck able to hold him off this time. Now we get down to turn number 1 and 2, side by side. Look at Matt Janzik go to the inside. Lap traffic in front of him, side by side. They go to turn number 3.
Jeremy Vunk using the pick and roll there in slower traffic as they work through 3 and 4. Chris McCoy down low. Vunk swings to the outside of a lap car. Vunk has the edge here at the line as Janzik works down low in the 45 of McCoy. Now Vunk works it down low through turns 1 and 2, and that'll get him a run off the corner as he looks to get by the white number 20 on the backstretch.
Down to the turn 3 and 4, he will clear the white car to the inside. That looked like he was for a second. Now he has to get back onto the binders for just a second. 1 car stop over turn number 2, and the yellow flag is going to come out onto the speedway. Car rolling right to the bottom of the racetrack. That is Steve Denton is going to roll to a stop in turn number 2.
So what a race we had shaping up there out in front between Jeremy Vunk and Matt Janzik. Yorker 200, 100 lap, $10,000 to win event for the modified. So again, that is on Saturday, September the 8th. So a couple big shows coming up here at the end of the 2012 season here at Utica Rome. Time to get back to this one here with Jeremy Vunk putting the foot back down, and he'll bring them off at turn 4 with Matt Janzik in tow as they race up into corner number 1.
Matt Jan's going to go half a groove higher than Jeremy Vunk this time as they work off turn number 2. Now they switch lanes off turn number 2. Down the back stretch they will go. Steve Way, meanwhile, going to work on the inside of A.J. Philbeck over in turn number 3 and 4. So the battle for 1 and 2, the battle for 3 and 4, side-by-side battles off the west end of the speedway. Down the front stretch they will go. Matt Janzik back to the front of the field.
Matt Janzik just used the middle of turns number 3 and 4. Vunk looking to get back by underneath. Can't get it done as they head down the back straightaway. Vunk stays with them, though, as they head into turn number 3, now working it through turn number 4. Down to the line. Vunk hanging tough down low, side-by-side off the turn, but Janzik going to lead the way with 5 laps to go.
2-car advantage for Matt Janzik into the east end of the racetrack. Jeremy Vunk looks down to the bottom, won't be able to get it done. Steve Way, meanwhile, side-by-side with A.J. Philbeck. They work off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Way trying to take over the number 3 position after starting 20th on the field. He'll work down to the turn 3 and 4. Chris Mackey holds on to the number 6, or the 5 spot, Rocky Warner 6. They work off turn number 4.
Into turns number 1 and 2. Steve Way going to dive low on A.J. Philbeck. Philbeck right now holding down the fort in the number 3 spot. Way driving that Apple Betty's restaurant to the inside. Down the backstretch, a cone separates them into turn number 3. Philbeck goes high. Steve Way going to stay down low. They'll come to the line. 27 complete, 3 laps to go. And can Steve Way get it done? No, Philbeck able to hang on.
Good battles. They work down into turn number 1 and 2 again. Steve Way down the extreme bottom of the racetrack. Philbeck right in the middle of the speedway as they work off turn number 2. They'll drag race down the backstretch headed towards turn number 3. Philbeck just keeping the foot right out through the throttle. He'll hold it right to the top in turn number 4. Steve Way continues to try to slide underneath them. They'll come side by side to the line. Philbeck holds the advantage for the number 3 spot.
What a race for that number 3 spot. Everybody vying for a spot on the podium here off of turn 2. Rocky Warner and Chris Mackey. That's the battle for the number 5 spot. Warner's had the nose underneath the Mackey. Mackey just a tick too strong. White flag this time by. For your leader, Matt Janzik. Vunk is on the back bumpers. They take it to turn 1.
Down into turn number 3 and 4 this time. It'll be Matt Janzik out in front of the field. He'll take him to turn number 3 and 4 with the number 32 being Jeremy Vunk chasing him.
Off the turn, Matt Janzik going to come home to win. Vunk will go home in second. Philbeck, Way, Rocky Warner gets 5th. 6th will fall to Mackey. 7th to Hutchings. 8th will go to Smith. 9th to Tyler. And unofficially, the 18 of Anthony Perego comes home in the number 10 spot.
Top 3 to the scales in the victory lane. Top 3 racing scales and back up.
So JB is going to make his way down trackside. Got a word with our feature winners here. Again, your winner, Matt Janzik, Jeremy Vunk coming home in second. A.J. Philbeck third. Steve Way, Rocky Warner complete the top 5.
Our top 2 drivers making it back out onto the speedway after hitting the scales. Matt Janzik inside the car with a little word for Matt Burdick. He's getting the helmet off inside the car, loosening up those belts. The Wentworth Construction Homes, Custom Homes number 33X. A great battle between he and Jeremy Vunk here in our Sportsman ROC race. And back to victory lane once again here at Utica Rome. Now he's got the helmet off inside the car and he's getting ready to climb out on the back side. Ready to climb out, put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Your ROC Sportsman winner, Matt Janzik. Matt getting congratulations from Barb Clark and a cold drink, and I'm sure he needs that right now. The folks from Carbone Auto Group joining us down here on the front stretch. Matt, congratulations. Welcome back to victory lane. That was a wild affair.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know how I saved it with that lap car going off the track. I bet, man, this ain't going to be good. That wasn't a fun race. Me and Jeremy, I think he chose the outside, probably thought it'd be better, and I thought it was better for me to be on the bottom, so I think he made a mistake there, but we were able to capitalize on it, and this car was phenomenal tonight, and I knew Jeremy was there. It kept me on edge the whole time. It sounded like I could hear him, but I don't know how close he was, so it was just an awesome race.
You had a great restart on that lap 11, and then right after that, got into that lap car up there. Almost took you right off the top of the racetrack with it. And from there, you had to really race your way back up.
Yeah, it was tough. That finally, I don't know if that caution helped me at the end there, but I don't know if I was pulling away or what I was doing, but I was just driving this thing as hard as I could for sure. Jeremy's been fast the last few weeks, and it's good for our team to get up here and finally get another win.
People you want to thank, Matt?
Just all my crew, my girlfriend, Wentworth Construction, Custom Homes, Benjamin Moore Paints, Stone's Lawn Care, FX Car Companies, my engine builder, Jim Ackley, and just everybody that helps out and all the fans.
All right, well, congratulations. Another strong run here tonight. Matt Janzik is going to be your ROC Sportsman feature winner here tonight. And right now we're going to put Matt to work. He is going to dig in. We got 3 different prizes to give away. First prize, $1,503.50. $15.03.50. Blue ticket, 945-371. 945-371. Blue ticket, 946. 946-371. How's that? 946-371. Which one's which here? Second prize, yellow ticket, 021-465. 021-465. That is for a television courtesy of Brodell Energy. And third prize, Pine Grove Ranch Family Resort, pink ticket, 275-100. 275-100. So congratulations, Matt Janzik's going to be your winner here tonight in our Sportsman Division. Second spot belongs to Jeremy Vung. Jeremy, congratulations. Nice run. Well, you had a good look at the front for a while.
Yeah, I could get my nose in there a couple times, but Matt was just a little bit better than I was. He got messed up with a lap car. He probably would have whipped me pretty good if it wasn't for that. But we were just off a little bit tonight. Congratulations to Matt, and we'll have to work on it for Sunday.
People you need to thank, Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeff Corbin, American Roofing, Williams Tire and Auto, Hickling's Fish Farm, Tuller Septic, Reaping Incorporated, and Lewis Brothers Homes.
All right, well, congratulations. We'll let you get back into there. He's got a big drain going on there. So Jeremy Vaughn going to finish in the number 2 spot. A.J. Philback. He had a great battle going on back here, finishing in the number 3 spot. Congratulations. A.J., the best race on the racetrack. I think you and Steve Way for about the last 15 laps of the race.
Yeah, it gave me something to do other than watching these front 2 guys duke it out, So I had something to do, and I don't know. We did all right, I guess.
You and AJ, or you and Steve did have a good battle. Did you know he was under you there for a while?
Yeah, once I seen him there, I knew he started far back, but once I seen him on one of the restarts, I knew I was in for it, Luckily, we held him off, got third, got on the front stretch, and that makes us happy every time.
People you want to thank, AJ?
Yeah, I got to thank my dad, He's the one that puts me in this thing, and got to thank my family. They're here every week, and my girl, Rachel, Got to send her some love.
All right. Well, congratulations. Nice job out here. So one more time, your ROC Sportsman finish here tonight. Bring you home in victory lane. Matt Janzik in the number 33X here.
Row 2 outside, 4th starting position. Driving out of Waterloo, New York. And the FX Caprera. Extreme Lubricants. Car number 9S. Super Matt Shepard. Alongside of Shepard, 3rd starter in the Skips Racing, car number 4 out of King Fair, New York, Mike Mahaney. And now your front row, starting on the outside in the Mohawk Northeast, car number 98H. He drives out of Baldwinsville, New York. This is Jimmy Phelps. And starting on the pole in the Palmer Service Center, V-Drive Systems, car number 2, RJ. He is out of Dwaynesburg, RJ Roddy Johnson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our friends down here from the Carbone Auto Group. You guys ready for this job? You ready to go? Big job. Okay, I'm going to give it to you guys. So on the count of 3, with the help of the fans, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go. 100 laps, $10,000 to the winner. Everybody fired up? Everybody ready to go? I'll send it back upstairs to JB. All
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Yeah, we are ready to go. The ROC Modified, 100 laps, $10,000 to win.
Here we go. We've got the best in the business. All the big boys in the house here tonight at the Utica Rome Speedway. They are 2 by 2, 13 rows deep with Joey Colton bringing up the tail. Race fans, it's feature time here at the Utica Rome Speedway. They're coming at you off at turn number 4, but as I ask each and every week, I got to ask you before we go green. Race fans?
Green.
Taking up into turn number 1. Ronnie Johnson, Jimmy Phelps side by side off the corner. Phelps gets the run on the top side. Hang on to it. Alan Johnson out of shape over off at turn 2. But everybody clean and green through turns number 3 and 4. As they power off the turn, Jimmy Phelps takes the top spot.
Down the front stretch, Phelps will take it down into turn number 1 and 2. Matt Shepard goes up the racetrack now. He'll change lanes. He and RJ going to battle as they work off turn number 2. Down the back stretch they will go. Timmy McCready looks down to the inside of the speedway. Midway down the back stretch. Ryan Phelps goes to the outside. Todd Burley to the outside as they go to turn number 4.
Action picking up for the number 2 spot. Ronnie Johnson, Matt Shepard on the top side. Shepard, the FX Caprera 9S, making the move to the outside group over in turn number 1. Now he'll roll the high side off at turn 2, but Ronnie Johnson is there. Johnson able to hold him off. Mike Mahaney right now, falling in the line in the number 4 spot. Todd Burley 5th. Here comes Dale Plank. The natural working it up on the outside as he works it off at turn 4. Pat Ward trying to get underneath. Here off the turn, Ward unable to do so. Here comes his teammate Billy Decker to the outside.
Side by side down into turn number 1 and 2. Mike Mahaney right in the middle of the speedway. Ronnie Johnson to the bottom of the racetrack. They'll work off turn number 2 down the back stretch side by side. They will continue the battle for the number 3 spot. Looks like Mahaney gets a run through the turn number 3 area a little bit quicker than what they did was just the last time around. As they work off turn number 4, Mahaney looks to take over that spot. He will from Ronnie Johnson. Now Johnson has to do battle with the 89 of Todd Burley over turn number 1.
RJ trying to make his way back by Mike Mahaney. Mahaney too strong, holding on to that number 3 position. RJ there for 4th. Burley 5th. Now Billy Decker rolling it up on the top side. He is getting some awesome bite through turns 3 and 4 as he tricycles it off the turn. He's able to get by Dale Plank. So now Plank's got to contend with the 42P of Pat Ward as they go into turn number 1. Stuart Friesen now dives low into the corner. He's battling with Mike Bowman. Bowman stays right with Friesen off at turn 2. Friesen and Bowman, a little bit of contact there, but everybody okay. We stay green as they race down to turn number 3.
That battle continues side by side. Turn 3, number 3 and 4. Tim Fuller right behind them with Tim McCready now making a move to the outside. They'll work off turn number 4 down the front stretch, chasing Mike Bowman in that battle. Here comes Larry White. He's also right in the middle of that. Tim Fuller to the outside. They're giving the inside. Tim McCready now down the hill with Larry White chasing them down midway down the backstretch.
Yeah, Larry White, the 99L feature winner here this season. He has been awfully tough with the Gypsum Express 99L ride, rolling it down low here off at turn number 4. Tim McCready up on the outside. McCready able to get by. Now McCready dives low into turn 1 as he works on the 16 of Bowman. Bowman, he is pushing it like a bulldozer up there on the top side. As that car does not want to turn to this point. Down the backstretch, they go to turn 3. Your leader, meanwhile, crossing the stripe, Jimmy Phelps, Matt Shepard, Mike Mahaney, Ronnie Johnson, Todd Burley, still your top 5 as we cook off lap number 8.
They'll work off turn number 4, charging down the front stretch just outside the top 5 right now. Number 18X off Dale Plank, bottom of the racetrack. Now Jimmy Davis, there's the the number 1 of Casey Wentz up the hill. The Doctor just went by him on the outside. Danny Johnson driving by. This battle's back to the number 10, 11, and 12 spot.
A good race going on here all the way around the racetrack for different positions on the track. Pat Ward, a multi-time winner here in 2012, rolled the bottom on his teammate, Billy Decker, that time. Couldn't quite get it done. A little bit farther back, you've got action between Stuart Friesen and the number 99 of Ryan Phelps. That's the race for position number 9. Ryan Phelps drifts up the speedway. Friesen, the Westmoreland Golf Club number 1 down low. He's able to drive by, and Friesen now grabs that position. So Friesen on the chart, he's up the 9th. Now he goes to the cushion through turns number 1 and 2, and he's able to open up the gap on Ryan Phelps.
Your leader works off turn number 4 down the front stretch to number 98 of Jimmy Phelps. He's got some lap traffic sitting right in front of him right now, and he'll go to turn number 1 and 2. He'll elect at turn number 2 with about a half a straightaway advantage over Matt Shepard at the number 9S. Down the backstretch, they will battle Mike Mahaney, the next car in line. As they go to turn number 3 and 4, Ronnie Johnson trying to stay with Mahaney. As they go to turn number 4 this time, Todd Burley continues to work that high side of the racetrack as they work off turn number 4. Billy Decker, the next car in line, as they come down the front stretch, and it'll be the 42P of Pat Ward getting by the number 99, or the 91, excuse me, of Billy Decker.
Into turn 3 works your race leader, Jimmy Phelps, as he catches slower traffic here at the tail of the field. Jimmy Phelps, a feature winner here this season, earlier with the 99J. His family operation right now showing the way here with Matt Shepard in tow. Mahaney's still there for a third, but that's where it stops getting easy. Look at Pat Ward. Ward has gotten by Decker. He's gotten by Todd Burley. And now Pat Ward closing in on Ronnie Johnson as they race for position number 4 on the racetrack. Todd Burley, though, not going away. Burley up on the top side. The Tornado making the move here off at turn 4 as Ward just a tick too strong. He'll beat him to the line as they complete lap number 14.
Ward right down to the bottom of the racetrack right now, looking at the back of RJ's number 2, or 2 RJ's. They will exit turn number 2 down the backstretch. Todd Burley went way up the hill in turn number 2, but got a beautiful run down the backstretch. He'll go right back to the outside of Ward through turn number 3 and 4. Burley swinging to the high side. May have the run this time to the outside, but Ward still holds him off the line.
Yeah, Ward able to keep that position here into turn number 1. Off at turn number 2, Burley gets up over the cushion. Billy Decker closing in on him. Decker about 2 car lengths. But then in the middle of turn, the back straightaway, Burley gets a boost with the number 89B as he is up to the backside now. Slower car in front of him. That is Joey Colson's number 151, and what a move by Burley. Burley had a switch lanes there, nearly got the front end of Billy Decker. Now Burley slides up, hoping to catch the top side. That opened the door for Decker on the inside. Side by side off the turn, down the backstretch. And Todd Burley able to get by, and Burley will have it to turn 3.
Burley a lot quicker at the east end, but once you come to the west end of the speedway, that's when Ward has the advantage. This time they drive off at turn number 4, down the front stretch. Ward to the inside of the racetrack, and he continues to hold on to a slight advantage down into turn number 1 and 2. This time Burley going way up the hill. Billy Decker watching this battle as he works off turn number 2 down the backstretch.
Yeah, you can see the groove changing right now. A lot of the guys in the front, and now caution is out. Car slow off at turn number 4. And that is going to be Gary Tompkins. Gary Tompkins off the pace with car number 84. Right rear flat on Gary Tompkins.
Cars on the back stretch, everybody hold.
So we're going to go back to green flag racing here. Between turns 3 and 4, a car hustling right now to get back up to the tail of the field. That will be Brett Hearn hustling back out. So Hearn went in, made a quick tire change. Back to action we go. Jimmy Phelps, Matt Shepard side by side off at turn number 2. Here it comes, Shepard. Shepard looking to grab the top spot into turns number 3 and 4 as they power through 3 and 4. Off the corner they come. Shepard goes high. Jimmy Phelps stays low. They come down to the line. Matt Shepard to the lead.
Shepard will take the spot, drives out in front of Jimmy Phelps to get on to turn number 1 and 2. Mike Mahaney, meanwhile, right on the back bumper now of Phelps as they go to turn number 2. Ronnie Johnson holding on the number 4 spot. Back down the backstretch. Battle side by side for number 5 position. Todd Burley going up the hill into turn number 3 and 4. You got Stuart Friesen stuck right in the middle of the racetrack. Pat Ward underneath him. 3 wide in the battle for the 5 spot off turn number 4.
Yeah, what a battle going on for that position. Friesen making his way up through now with the number 1 machine. Friesen, Pat Ward, Todd Burley. Burley up to the top side. Friesen through the middle. Ward, He is slowing there that time off at turn 2 on the bottom, and now Larry White, the teammate, comes to the outside. Through 3 and 4, they drift up the banking. Friesen slides up in front of Burley. Friesen way over the top side, nearly got off the bank. Burley back at him. They're nose-to-nose at the line.
Side by side, that battle continues. Now there's contact between the 89 of Todd Burley and the 1 of Stuart Friesen. They got together going into turn number 1 and 2. Little hip check, and Burley takes the advantage. He'll drive out in front of Friesen. Friesen almost off the top of the speedway in 3.
Yeah, Friesen driving it like he stole it right now with that number 1. You know if there was contact between he and Burley, he wants to get back to him and get back by him. Battle for second now as Mike Mahaney rolls the outside of Jimmy Phelps, and Mahaney now grabs the number 2 spot away as Phelps now falls to third. Pat Ward working on Todd Burley. Burley up on the top shelf, being followed by Friesen. Pat Ward down low off the turn number 4 they come. Side by side, it's Burley at the line. Car off the high side of the speedway in turn number 2. It is Joey Colson heading pit side, so Colson heads to the pits with 22. We'll make it 23 laps complete this time by.
Matt Shepard, your leader, works off turn number 4. He'll come charging down the front stretch to score lap number 23 at the line. A distance back behind him. Mike Mahaney still holding on to the number 2 spot now as he jumps out in front of Jimmy Phelps. Then it is the number 2 of RJ, Ronnie Johnson. Back behind him, the 89 of Todd Burley and the 1 of Stuart Friesen still going at it. They'll exit turn number 2. Down the backstretch, they'll drag race into 3. Burley on the top side. Friesen down to the bottom. This time Friesen slide job into turn number 4. He'll take the spot away from Todd Burley as they come down the front stretch. He'll take over the number 4 position.
Yeah, Friesen had it for a minute, then he slid off the top side. Burley able to drive back by him. Now Burley stays up on the top shelf. Friesen trying to get it rolling one more time. Ward is there, as is Larry White. Your leader brings it off the turn. 25 laps in this time around for Super Matt Shepard. Mahaney followed by Jimmy Phelps, Ronnie Johnson, Todd Burley, Friesen, Pat Ward, and Larry White as they go into turn number 1. So 25 in, still a long way to go. Make it 75 laps here in this one. And so far, it's been Phelps and Matt Shepard, your leaders here, off of turn 4. Matt Shepard opening the edge on Mike Mahaney.
Todd Burley continues to try to hold that number 5 spot. They'll work off turn number 4. He's got company this time down the front stretch. He's got Pat Ward down at the inside. Stuart Friesen to the outside as they go into turn number 1 and 2. Friesen again hits the cushion, turns it down the hill. Larry White took a little to the inside, and yellow lights are going to come back out on the speedway. Going to car around turn number 4. Off the top of turn number 4, bringing out the caution. That is Tim McCready. So T-Mac slow out at turn number 4. Yellow flag is out on the speedway.
The guy with the biggest smile on his face right now, JB, Brett Hearn, because he almost went down a lap. Gary Tompkins showing smoke out of the back of the 84. So some smoke coming out of the 84 of Gary Tompkins here under the caution.
In the 3rd position, Ronnie Johnson right there. He'll hold on to the number 4 spot inside of the 3rd row. Todd Burley continues to hold on to the number 5 position. We get ready to go back to green. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Matt Burdick looks him over. Green flag back in the air as they work off turn number 4. Down the front stretch they will go. And immediately, Jimmy Phelps goes to the inside of Mike Mahaney. Battle for the number 2 spot. They're side by side. 3 wide for the battle for the number 5 spot. Off turn number 2. Down the backstretch. Number 89 of Todd Burley. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. This time he'll look underneath Ronnie Johnson. Turn number 3 and 4. Pat Ward trying to split up right up the middle. They'll come off turn number 4 down the front stretch. And it will be Todd Burley now up to the number 4 spot.
Yeah, Burley, Ronnie Johnson, Stuart Friesen, Pat Ward throw a blanket over him as they race off at turn 2. 3 wide behind them. Billy Decker in the 18X of Dale Plank is there. The 99L of Larry White. Off at turn number 4 comes your lead duo, Matt Shepard, followed by Mike Mahaney, Jimmy Phelps. Phelps trying to work his way by Mike Mahaney. Phelps stays right down on the bottom. Mahaney, meanwhile, pushes the nose big time that time. Mahaney up the banking. He's going to fall back to 3rd. Now Burley gets up to the number 4 spot. But again, that battle going on back there. Larry White, Billy Decker, Dale Plank, Ryan Phelps into turn number 3. Plank's going to take it up to the top shelf. Billy Decker stays down low. Larry White tries to drive it through the middle here off the turn. White drifts up. He'll look down to the outside of Decker into turn number 1.
That battle will continue as they swing through the east of the speedway. Billy Decker out on the bottom, lightning Larry White all the way to the top side of the speedway, as Mike said. Right down through the middle would be the 18 of Dale Plank. Now he's got company. Here comes Rocket against Phelps. Phelps goes to the bottom of the speedway. Turn 3 and 4. And meanwhile, all the way to the outside, the doctor, Danny Johnson, says, "Excuse me," as he goes to the outside, takes 2 spots into one.
Yeah, Danny Johnson on the charge, started 17th on the grid. The driver of the Page Trucking, car number 7Z. Side by side with Larry White down the back straightaway. We've reached lap number 30 in this one. The Doctor looking to slide up in front. He'll slide up in front of White. White gets into him, and White's going to go around with Danny Johnson in turn 4. To it, Matt Shepard, your leader. Jimmy Phelps here on the outside. Green flag back out. We are back underway as they come at us down the front straightaway. Shepard into turn number 1, leads the way. Here comes Jimmy Phelps, going to try to steal it back from him off at turn 2. Ronnie Johnson gets the run through the middle of the corner. He'll jump to the outside of Mike Mahaney. RJ looking for the number 3 spot into corner number 3. He's got it now. He's looking for the number 2 position. Here comes Ronnie Johnson on the top side. RJ trying to make his way up to the number 2 spot. Phelps able to hang on.
Phelps down to the bottom of the racetrack. They go to turn number 1 and 2. RJ right in the middle. Now he drives down the hill just to the outside of Jimmy Phelps. They drag race down the backstretch with RJ with the nose out in front. Down to the turn 3 and 4. Mike Mahaney trying to hold on to the number 4 spot. He's got company to the outside of the speedway. Here comes Pat Ward, the 42B. He'll peek to the outside as they go up next to the concrete wall down the front stretch as they get by Todd Burley. Switch lanes down in turn number 1 and 2. Ward down to the bottom of the racetrack. Mahaney right back to the outside. Battle for the number 4 spot.
Danny Johnson on a tear. The driver of the 7Z, he is flying back up through the field. He went to the tail. He is already back up to 17th where he started originally. So keep an eye on Danny Johnson. Johnson rolls it 3 wide here off the corner to get by Bowman on the front stretch. A little bit of contact there. Everybody clean and green into turns 1 and 2. So the Doctor on the charge as they take it off the number 2 turn. Leading the way, though, driving the 9S, Super Matt Shepard off the corner. Ronnie Johnson is there. Mike Mahaney, Jimmy Phelps now battling for 3rd, and there goes Mike Mahaney into position number 3.
They go down into turn number 3 and 4. Mahaney goes up the hill, opens the door. Jimmy Phelps not able to take advantage, but Phelps will hold on to the number 4 spot. Pat Ward 5th. Here comes Tim Fuller. Fuller goes to the outside of Ward. They'll go down into turn number 3 and 4. Battle for the number 5 spot. Fuller, the Smith Brothers Constructor Concrete. Ride works off turn number 4, and Fuller now turning up the wing. He'll drive to the outside of Pat Ward, takes the spot away.
So Pat Ward working it down low, trying to get by Billy Decker here off the number 2 turn. Decker, though, hanging tough on the outside. Decker able to hold on to the position down the backstretch. Now as they head to turn number 3, Decker working on Jimmy Phelps. Phelps continuing to run the inside. Decker up on the top side. Off the turn, they come down to the line. We've got 37 laps into this one. So far, so good for Matt Shepard. Mike Mahaney doing a heck of a job riding there in the number 3 spot. Decker and Ward still going at it off the turn, as are Todd Burley and Stuart Friesen.
Decker to the outside of the racetrack, down into turn number 3 and 4. He continues to go at it to the outside of the speedway. Decker charging down the front stretch, continues to go at that battle. He'll swing up to the outside of turn at number 2. Ward down to the bottom of the racetrack. Todd Burley chasing him. He's down to the bottom. He's got Stuart Friesen to the outside.
Yeah, Friesen and Burley going at it. Brett Hearn off the pace. Hearn pulls in here with 38 laps complete. As they come at us off of turn number 4, make it 39 now as Shepard gets on by. So Brett Hearn, tough night here for the driver of the Mazda overhead doors, number 20, but we stay clean and green. And we get back to that battle for the number 3 spot. Jimmy Phelps and Mike Mahaney going at it that time off the number 2 turn as they race down to the west end. Phelps, he is consistent. He has stayed on the bottom of the racetrack this entire event. Mike Mahaney, meanwhile, he's been searching, been looking around. Mahaney and Phelps side by side into turn number 1.
That battle goes side by side as Mike just headed into the turn. Phelps down to the bottom of the racetrack. Mahaney goes up the hill, now squares it off, drives down the hill off turn number 2. But Phelps holds on to the slight advantage as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Again, Mahaney lets it drift to the top side of the racetrack. Then he turns it down the hill. Phelps just driving around the bottom of the racetrack. Will hold on to it by a car length when they come to the line. Down to turn number 1 and 2. Decker and Ward behind them continue to battle side by side.
Yeah, that is an awesome race right now going on for the number 5 spot on the racetrack. Billy Decker's got it. Pat Ward trying anything, looking, searching, trying to find a way by. Meanwhile, Danny Johnson, he went to the tail. He is back up to position number 13 in the Page Trucking car number 7Z, and he is rolling on his way to the front. So Danny Johnson, next on the agenda will be the 99 Ryan Phelps, but caution is out on the racetrack. With us once again, getting ready to refire at the cone right in the middle, turn number 3, and for 45 laps in, 46 ready to go when we get back to the line here, down to the turn 3 and 4. Matt Burdick will look him over. Green flag is back out on the speedway. Off turn number 4, down the front stretch, they will go. Shepard again, drives to the outside. He'll take the field down to turn number 1 and 2. Jimmy Phelps to the inside as they work off 2. RJ, Ronnie Johnson going up the hill as they work off turn number 2, down the backstretch. Mike Mahaney to the outside of the racetrack. Pat Ward underneath them as they go to turn number 4. They work off 3 and 4 this time. They'll come down the front stretch. All chasing the number 9 of Matt Shepard. There's that battle. Pat Ward down to the inside. Mike Mahaney got shuffled up the hill. He's going to give up the spot. Billy Decker's going to go by. Todd Burley also tries to make the pass on Mahaney as they work off turn number 2. Now Decker and the 89 of Burley side by side. Mahaney right back to the middle again. Off at turn number 4, mate. Ronnie Johnson all over the 9S of Matt Shepard for the top spot into turn number 1. RJ takes it down to the inside. Off at turn number 2, Shepard able to hold him off. Pat Ward contending with the 91 of Billy Decker. Don't look now. Started back in the 16th spot. Making his way up through is the 00 of Bobby Barron. Barron, a master of the 100 lappers here, normally with the sail panels. The Dover brake ride off at turn 4. He is there with Dale Plank. And Mike Mahaney is in racing to turn 1. Off turn number 2, they will dance down the backstretch. Todd Burley to the inside as they swing on into turn number 3 and 4. Decker on the high side one more time as they'll battle. Coming to the halfway point, cross flags are out at the stripe. Coming to line, Matt Shepard still showing the way. Best battle on the racetrack. The number 5 spot, Burley to the inside, Decker to the outside. Mahaney chases them, and then it's Dale Plank to number 18, and then the 00 Bobby Barron. And we've got a car slow off at turn number 2. That is the number 1 of Stuart Friesen. Caution lights are on.
Okay, question mark is 89.91.
Again, 51 laps complete. Cautions do count between 41 and 60, so cautions will count between 41 and 60.
One of Casey Williams, you got some front end problems.
As we go back to racing, Jimmy Phelps, he's hung there in second. He's fallen back a little bit to third to fourth, back up to third. He's chasing Ronnie Johnson, who sits second. Pat Ward, Todd Burley, your top 5. Here we go. Green is out.
Green.
Ronnie Johnson, one more time. We'll try that bottom groove through turns number 1 and 2. Shepard too strong through the middle, able to hang on to it. Mike Mahaney tried to get back by the 91 of Billy Decker. Didn't have it down the backstretch. Decker again, picking up right where he left off when the last caution came out, going to work on Todd Burley off the corner. Shepard, RJ, Jimmy Phelps, your top 3 as they come to the strive. Down to the turn number 1 and 2. Battle shaping up for the number 2 spot. Jimmy Phelps looks to the inside of RJ, but RJ powers away from him off the top of turn number 2. Down the backstretch, they will go Ward back to the number 4 spot. He's got company as Todd Burley again looks down to the inside of the racetrack. Here comes Billy Decker. The Gypsum Express number 91. He'll go to the outside of the speedway as they work off turn number 4. Down the front stretch, he'll drive to the outside. Mike Mahaney looks down to the bottom, but Decker holds him off in turn number 1. Yeah, everybody trying a little bit different line. You got some guys trying to go way up to the top side. A lot of guys trying to go way down on the bottom. A lot of different grooves out there to this point. Keep an eye on the one is Stuart Friesen. He's at the back. He's got a long way to go. 58 complete this time by Shepard. Ronnie Johnson running away with this one. Mike Mahaney trying to get back to Billy Decker. Can't quite get it done. How about Bobby Barron, Danny Johnson? Barron up to the 8th spot. Danny Johnson now in the 7Z up to position number 9, and he is closing in on Barron there as they race off in corner number 2 down the back straightaway.
Into turn number 3, Barron down to the bottom of the racetrack. To the outside will be Danny Johnson as they go down into turn number 3 and 4. Top side of the racetrack, as Mike said just a lap ago, good battle teaming up between these two down into turn number 1 and 2. It'll be the doctor to the outside, and now he's going to close right to the back bumper of the 00 of Bobby Barron down to turn number 3.
Ronnie Johnson, he is inching closer to Matt Shepard as Shepard continues to lead this one into turns number 1 and 2 as they work it off the corner. Ronnie Johnson, 3 car lengths back. Jimmy Phelps, nothing for your top 2 right now. Pat Ward hanging there in 4th. Burley Decker, Mike Mahaney. Then that dogfight between Bobby Barron and Danny Johnson. Into corner number 3, Danny Johnson takes it up to the top shelf. Bobby Barron, he'll go low. Bobby Barron looking to grab the moisture there off the bottom of the speedway, and Barron again able to hold off the 7Z of Danny Johnson. So a good battle again going on back there for about the 8th position on the racetrack. Everybody else inside that top 10 single file right now. Tim Fuller's on the backside of the number 18X of Dale Plank. That is the race for the 11th position as they go to turn 3.
Watch as they work off turn number 4, charging down the front stretch. Billy Decker again to the outside of the speedway. Todd Burley not going away. Burley's going to battle right back to the inside. Burley holding on to number 5, spot 6 would be Decker as they work off turn number 2 down the back as they begin to pull away from Mike Mahaney. Again, the doctor goes to work on the 00, and he'll go to the inside. Turn number 3 and 4. Danny Johnson down to the bottom. He'll slide under the 00 of Barron, and off turn number 4, Danny Johnson takes the spot away.
Yeah, Danny Johnson able to drive by Bobby Barron, so he'll grab that spot. And as that battle transpires, here comes Billy Decker looking for the number 5 spot. Decker going to drift up the banking through turns number 3 and 4. Decker high. Todd Burley down low. Burley turns it down off of turn number 4, and Billy Decker now into the top 5. So Decker gets by Todd Burley. A lot of work to do. Not a lot of laps to go here. 64 will make it 65 next time around. So 35 laps remain here for Matt Shepard. Ronnie Johnson able to get close in turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2, those where Shepard's able to drive away.
Matt Shepard will take him down to turn number 1 and 2 as Mike said, about 3 car lengths now out in front of Ronnie Johnson. Ronnie looking for any moisture he can find on the bottom of the speedway, but Shepard will hold the advantage down into turn number 3 and 4. Here, it'll be the Jimmy Phelps ride. He's got about 4 car lengths back from that number 2 car of RJ as they work off turn number 3 and 4 down the front stretch. First 3 cars begin to spread out.
Alan Johnson also making his way back up through. The driver out of Middlesex, New York, in car number 10J. He's on the outside of Larry White here off the corner. Again, Alan Johnson had problems. He is now back inside the top 13 with that 10J ride. Larry White racing with him through turns number 1 and 2. White, he'll keep it right down along the U-tires, that time off the corner with Alan Johnson slip sliding to the top side here into turn 3. As they work off at turn number 4, White and Johnson side by side one more time as they come to the stride.
Side by side, that battle will continue as Mike said. Larry White right down to the bottom of the racetrack. Alan Johnson lets it drift up the hill, but then turns it right back down to the bottom. This time he'll open up a 2-car advantage down the back stretch as Alan Johnson continues to pace his way towards the front of the field.
So it's 68 laps complete. Matt Shepard here starting to catch the heavier traffic on the racetrack. Ronnie Johnson, he's to the inside of Willie Decker as Decker now down a lap to your race leader. Jimmy Phelps, he's got to turn the wick up as Pat Ward begins to close in on him. So Pat Ward, can he catch Matt Shepard? Ward a winner on Sunday night, as was Matt Shepard in our Twin 20 event. So a little bit more than that to go here, but Shepard, he is checking out right now, nearly a half straightaway edge over Ronnie Johnson. Billy Decker, Todd Burley, they're still going at it back there for the number 5 spot. Last time by, Burley had it. This time Decker looking to take it away from him. Decker up on the outside, rim rides it off at turn number 4. Decker will have the position by a nose.
Off turn number 2, Matt Shepard with a bunch of cars in front of him now as he has caused some more lap traffic. Shepard's got to be careful as he works in turn number 3 and 4. Ronnie Johnson sees that he's getting bound up a little bit, so Johnson drives hard down into turn number 4, trying to chase the 9S down the front stretch. It's almost half a straightaway advantage, but right now with that lap traffic, Ronnie Johnson continues to eat away at that lead advantage of Shepard as they go down the backstretch. Shepard gets in behind Ryan go down. Now he squares it down to the inside as Ronnie Johnson tries to close the gap.
Go down up on the outside. Shepard able to slide by him off that number 4 turn. So now he'll put 2 cars between himself and Ronnie Johnson. Johnson now going to feel some pressure as Jimmy Phelps has gained on him. Phelps, the Mohawk Northeast, car number 98H, working it off the turn. He is right with Ronnie Johnson down the back straightaway. Shepard starting to run away now just a little bit. As he cleared those 2 cars, he's able to put some distance between himself and Ronnie Johnson. Again, Johnson can hear the 98H of Phelps right on the back bumper into corner number 1.
Pat Ward chases that battle down to turn number 1 and 2, and again, that battle for the number 5 spot. Todd Burley, bottom of the racetrack, works off turn number 2. Billy Decker continues to hound him. This time Burley gets a good run off the inside of turn number 2, but this time to turn number 3 again. Billy Decker right back to the outside as they swing off the west end of the speedway.
Jimmy Phelps now takes the number 2 spot away from Ronnie Johnson. As Phelps works it down low off of corner number 2, down the backstretch. He'll drive away from Ronnie Johnson. He's running out of time, though, if he wants to catch Matt Shepard. We've got 25 laps to go. Here comes Ronnie Johnson, though, back at him. RJ trying to take that position number 2 back from him off of turn number 4. At the line, it's the finals one more time.
Side by side, they will battle behind a couple of lap cars. There's Brian Goodall, number 747 to the outside of the racetrack. RJ trying to put it right up the middle of the speedway as they go down the backstretch. Now he'll go up next to the wall. Side by side, has the nose out in front this time. Contact between him and the 18 down in turn 3 and 4 as Ronnie Johnson tries to hold off. Phelps at the line, RJ with a nose in front.
Yeah, while these 2 battle, they cannot get by these slower cars here racing for position. And Phelps now has to concede as the 2RJ of Ronnie Johnson tries to go to the outside of Jason Root into corner number 3. Root, though, not going away. Root hanging right there, and now here comes Ronnie Johnson 3 wide with Ryan go down off the turn. RJ still cannot clear this battle, and as a result of that, it's costing him ground as Matt Shepard already off at turn 2, nearly a full straightaway now the edge. Here as they race down the back straightaway.
Off turn number 2, RJ in the bottom of the racetrack, and here comes Jimmy Phelps one more time. Phelps gets to win striking distance as they continue to work underneath Brian Godown. He'll go to the top of the racetrack off turn number 4. Now right down the middle again. Here comes RJ. Phelps looks down to the bottom. Ronnie Johnson holds him off. They switch lanes down into turn number 1 and 2. And here comes Pat Ward now. Ward going to add his name to the mix off 2.
Yeah, Pat Ward, the driver of the 42P. What a race we've got going on for that number 2 spot. Ronnie Johnson, he is there. He's going to go up to the top side. Jimmy Phelps elects to stay low again, Alpha turn 4. Side by side, they stay at the line. Jimmy Phelps has the spot that time as we've got 79 laps in. Almost 20 laps to go off at turn number 2. Phelps trying to hold off Ronnie Johnson. He gets back by. Ward there. Billy Decker now, the 91. Gypsum Wholesalers ride up on the top side. Decker trying to make it a 4-car battle for the runner-up spot.
Off turn number 4, that battle will continue this time. It'll be Jimmy Phelps taking the lead. Or the number 2 spot. He'll get underneath him as they come in number 1 and 2. And Ronnie Johnson, they switch lanes again. They're right on the back of the number 42. As they work into turn number 3 and 4 down the backstretch. This battle keeps heating up as they go to turn number 3. Ronnie Johnson up the hill this time, switching lanes, and it'll be Phelps at the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, Jimmy Phelps, he'll grab the spot now as he works it down low. Phelps, though, a long way to go, nearly a full, make it almost a half a racetrack at this point. 6.946 seconds behind your race leader, Matt Shepard. Shepard's got clear racetrack in front of him. Phelps, he's been struggling, trying to get through slower traffic here. As a result, all the while, Matt Shepard able to drive away. That time by still. Matt Shepard, the quickest car on the speedway with the 9S, and again, he extends the gap here on second place, Jimmy Phelps.
Phelps off turn number 2 down the back, just 5-car advantage out in front of Ronnie Johnson. Then it'll be the 42 of Pat Ward. He and Billy Decker continue to battle for the number 4 spot. Ward holding onto it. Now they go to turn number 4 down the front stretch. They will go. It's side by side. Teammates to turn number 1 and 2. Ward down to the bottom of the racetrack. Decker on the outside. Battle for the 4 spot as they work off turn number 2. Decker slides the nose out in front, midway down the backstretch. And Billy Decker looks to take the spot away. Into turn number 3 and 4. Decker may take over the 4 spot.
Yeah, Decker turning the wick up here off of corner number 4. Pat Ward, though, not going to just give it to him. At the line, Decker's got position number 4. Ward has to hang with him. Ronnie Johnson still there for that number 3 spot. Decker now finally drives away from Ward off at turn 2. Now he'll close in on Ronnie Johnson as they race into turn number 3. Matt Shepard now finding himself in some traffic here as he has caught the 10J of Alan Johnson up into turn numbers 1 and 2. Johnson rolls the outside. Shepard stays down low. Jimmy Phelps, meanwhile, closing in on the 1X of Casey Williams as they take it off that number 2 turn and head down the backstretch. Ronnie Johnson, Billy Decker side by side for third. Now as they race to the third turn.
Down to the turn with 3, Decker right in the middle of the speedway. Ronnie Johnson on the bottom. That is the battle for the third spot. Off turn number 4, they will continue to go side by side. Decker has the advantage this time at the stripe. Billy Decker now up to the top 3 as he'll go to the inside of Ryan, go down off turn number 2, go down a lap now to the leaders as they charge down the backstretch. Decker to third, fourth would be RJ, fifth belongs to number 42 of Ward. Now Ward goes to the outside of Ronnie Johnson over at turn number 4.
Yeah, Ward working him over here off the 4th turn. He'll get by Ronnie Johnson as they come down to the line. Into turns number 1 and 2 they'll go.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. We got debris up at 2. Up 5.
Caution now, we've got a car with a flat tire here on the home stretch. That's the 00 of Bobby Varon. Bobby Varon slows. And it's a right rear flat on the Dover brake, 00 of Bobby Varon. Tough break for the birthday boy. And also debris on the speedway over in turn number 1 and 2. I believe that would be the brackets that were flopping on the back of the 89B of Todd Burley earlier in the race, but I may be mistaken. Wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. Right now running in 5th. Had that great video. So you didn't pick up a copy. I'm sure we will have other opportunities, but something you want to get your hands on here eventually. All right, ready to get back to it. JB, 13 to go. Off of turns 3 and 4 comes your lead duo. Matt Shepard, Jimmy Phelps. Green is back in the air, and we are racing here down the front stretch into turn number 1.
Boy, Ryan go down, didn't have victory. He's the last car, but he pulled right out of the line, let the leaders go. So Shepard will take him off. Turn number 2 down the backstretch with Jimmy Phelps in tow. Phelps down to the inside of the racetrack. Billy Decker's going to work outside him as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Decker goes all the way to the outside of 4, hits the cushion, turns it down the hill as he'll chase Shepard down the front. So Phelps goes on to the number 2 spot. Here comes Pat Ward. Ward down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll look inside Billy Decker. Pat Ward right back to number 3 position.
Yeah, Pat Ward trying to get back by Billy Decker on the back straightaway. They're side by each down into turn number 3. Decker gonna drift up. Pat Ward keeps it down low as they swing it off the west end and bring it down to the start-finish line. Pat Ward now up to the number 3 spot. Phelps staying with Shepard, but so far Shepard looking strong in that FX Caprera 9S mount as he opens it up again down into turns 3 and 4. He is so good in turns number 1 and 2, and now yellow is out one more time. We've got a car around in turn number 1.
Jason Rood got caught up with somebody, and he has turned around facing the wrong direction. And
couple of restarts. Shepard has been too strong. Pat Ward in the mix now, got by Billy Decker. Ward has been on a hot streak here as of late. Can he get one of these 100-lappers? We're about to find out as here we go. Green lights come back on. Green flag is in the air. Everybody powers off at turn number 4 down the home stretch. Shepard immediately opens up that edge. Pat Ward going to go through the middle. Billy Decker going to try to go to the top side as they take it off of turn number 2. Shepard just driving away from Jimmy Phelps down the backstretch. Ward is there with him, though, into turn number 3. Here comes Pat Ward. Ward working it down low. Side by side, he comes off the turn with Jimmy Phelps trying to find a way by here off at turn number 4. Can't quite get it done.
Well, switch lanes down in turn number 1 and 2. Ward this time goes to the middle of the racetrack, and then he's going to end up right behind the number 98 of Phelps as he lets it drift off turn number 2. Phelps holding on to the number 2 spot. Ward back to third. Here comes Billy Decker, the number 91. He'll go to the outside of the speedway, turn number 3 and 4. Ronnie Johnson rounding out the top 5. He'll look to the inside as they come off turn number 4 down the front stretch. But Decker too much for him down to turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, Matt Shepard opening up the edge again on Jimmy Phelps. The middle of turns number 1 and 2 to the place where Shepard able to drive away. Jimmy Phelps makes up a little bit of ground through turns 3 and 4, keeping it down there on the bottom. But I'm not sure he's going to make up enough ground. Again, looking at it that time around, Jimmy Phelps is a tick quicker, but I don't think it's going to be enough, JB, as the laps are quicking off. 8 to go. We'll make it 8 and 7 to go next time by. So Phelps, if he's going to get him, he's got to turn the wick up significantly here as they bring it off the turn. Down to the line, Matt Shepard, Jimmy Phelps, Pat Ward, Ronnie Johnson looking to get back to position number 4.
Matt Shepard down to turn number 1 and 2. Phelps again closing that gap, but Shepard gets off the turns way better. He'll just charge down the backstretch. Jimmy Phelps has got to feel helpless as he watches them disappear every time they exit the turn. They work into turn number 3 and 4. Pat Ward drives up the hill holding on to the number 3 spot. Now Ronnie Johnson goes back to the inside of Billy Decker, who took away spot number 4 as they work down the front stretch. Decker will hold on to it. 5 more laps to go here coming up to the line the next time by. We'll have 5 more laps.
Looking at the speeds, Jimmy Phelps is a tick quicker than Matt Shepard, but time running short here. 5 laps to go this time by. Can Jimmy Phelps catch Matt Shepard? Looking to make it interesting, and that time again just a bit quicker. Now Phelps changes his line in 1 and 2. He drifts up a little bit, then he comes down and catches that bottom lane. Down the backstretch they'll go, running nearly identical lap times right now. Phelps goes to the bottom of turns number 3 and 4. Shepard way up on the outside. Phelps tries to diamond off that turn, and that time around Shepard, he's a little bit quicker. So these two exchanging quick laps right now as Phelps is doing all he can to reel in Matt Shepard. 96 in, next time by, 3 laps to go for Matt Shepard.
Down to turn number 3 and 4, that battle will continue. Shepard continuing to run towards the top of the speedway. Jimmy Phelps has changed his line a couple of times around the racetrack as he's trying to find any advantage to close the gap on Shepard. What it comes down to tonight right now is who's going to make the mistake or who's going to keep it clean the rest of the way as they go down the backstretch. Again, Shepard gets off the turn better than Phelps.
Yeah, Matt Shepard significantly better down in turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Jimmy Phelps able to catch him, but 2 to go this time by. Time running short now. Phelps has either got to giddy up and go, or this is going to be it. Matt Shepard rolling it off at turn 2. Phelps there. Pat Ward still 3rd. 4th right now is Billy Decker, and 5th right now Ronnie Johnson. Final time, no go. And next time by, because it will be the white flag for Matt Shepard.
Shepard will bring him off turn number 4, charging down the front stretch. About 8 car lengths down in front. Jimmy Phelps goes again. Just drives it hard down into turn number 1 and 2, but nothing doing. As he works off turn number 2, Shepard is going to pull down towards 3.
Final time they go through turns number 3 and 4. Off the turn, $10,000 going to go to the number 9S of Super Matt Shepard. Jimmy Phelps comes home in 2nd, Pat Ward 3rd. 4th will go to Billy Decker, and 5th at the line will go to Ronnie Johnson. Burley will come home in 6th, Mahaney 7th, Danny Johnson 8th. 9th will go to Ryan Phelps, and rounding out your top 10 will be the 18X of Dale Plank. He drives the FX Caprera Extreme Lubricants and Tiger Race Shocks. Car number 9S. Former track champion here at the Speedway, multi-time feature winner in 2012. Waiting for him to climb out of the race car. Getting the hat squared away down here before he gets out. How about a race, fans? Put your hands together. Your winner here tonight, driver of the 9S, Super Matt Shepard. All the photographers like that, right? Everybody loves a roof dance. Well, Matt, congratulations. You survived a couple of cautions there, but this car, I didn't think it mattered. This car was awesome tonight.
Yeah, it really was from the time we got here tonight. I found a little lane I liked up through the middle and up top, and I seen some guys poking around, and I moved around a little bit and felt better for a lap or two, and I just felt consistent there. So I said, I'm just going to ride where it feels consistent. I can't say enough about this team. This car was awesome tonight.
How good does it feel to walk out of here with $10,000 here tonight?
It's awesome. I can't thank Utica Rome Speedway and Gene Cole enough. They put on so many big races each year. He took care of us last week with the Twin 20s. Just can't say enough about Gene and all the folks here.
You thank the crew. Who else you got to thank here tonight?
Got to thank FX Repair Chevy, Extreme Lubricants, Integra Racing Shocks, CD Performance Under the Hood, Bicknell Race Car, Camara Slate, my car owner Jeff Brownell, all the crew over here, my girlfriend, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a hand. $10,000 which your driver of the night has Super Matt Shepard. Grab a word back here with second place finisher. Driver of the 98H, Jimmy Phelps. Jimmy came up one spot short, but hey, you captured the Race of Champions North Series championship.
Yeah, we wanted to win, but second's good. It's a good night for us here, and congrats to Matt. He was awful good, and we tried everything there at the end, and then we seen Pat sneak underneath there. So I figured, man, we're in the hot seat here. We gotta figure this out. But no, the car was good. We just come up a little short.
You mentioned trying everything there at the end. Looks like turns 1 and 2, Matt, a little bit better than you, but over in 3 and 4, you were able to make up some ground.
Yeah, Matt was able to get up off of 2 a little better than we could, and 3 and 4, I was able to use the bottom when the water wasn't laying in the middle of it. And it was kind of one of them deals where you'd run down there 2-3 laps, and then all of a sudden somebody'd drag it out and you'd spin, and then you'd have to move up a group for 2 or 3 laps. And there was a nice bottom down there. It was just you didn't know if you were gonna be able to use it every time you got to it.
Who would you like to thank tonight?
Well, I got to thank everybody at HPR and Troy Race Cars and Bob Renault and Pat Morrison for building this really good small block, and all the guys that worked so hard on this thing. Kurt back at the shop, and it's a good night.
Give me a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Coming home in second, driver the 98H, Jimmy Phelps. And we'll grab a word with third place finisher here tonight, Pat Ward. Pat, you continue to run strong with this 42P right there at the end.
Yeah, we got extremely good at the end, but the yellows we couldn't get going again for a few laps. But it was a good run. We struggled for 50, 60 laps till the gas burnt down, and then she started to run good.
You mentioned struggling a little bit, but you guys, whether you're struggling or not, you had a great race going on there with your teammate Billy Decker. You guys were back and forth. It's got to be fun when you can race with him because hey, we're in the same shop. All things are going to be good.
Yeah, we hope they are anyway. But he was coming on strong. He really didn't need that yellow on the restart. I think he got way high in 3. I didn't really see where he went, but I knew he was coming on. He didn't want to see that yellow, that was for sure.
Who would you like to thank tonight, Pat?
John Lohr and Larry White, my crew. They worked hard on this car to get it ready again. Thanks a lot to them guys.
Give me a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Coming home in third, driver of the 42P, Pat Ward. So we'll get a photo down here in Victory Lane, and then we'll have some fun, have some fireworks here tonight. So again, how about a nice hand once again, ladies and gentlemen, your top 3. Matt Shepard walking out here with 10 grand. Jimmy Phelps coming home in second. Pat Ward is